What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live watch along, the last one before the Premier League starts again, people. Arsenal against Italian giants Juventus at the Emirates Stadium. They're back at the carpet as well, people. And as you can see, we've gone back to the old watch along setup. So I'm going to try it for this game. Let me know what you think. A lot of you were saying before in the comments that you preferred these old graphics to the newer ones that we've been using. So let me know in the comments, or maybe let me know afterwards which one you prefer. But we're going back to this one. We'll try it out and then we'll figure out which one you prefer for the game next week against West Ham. People, big up to each and every one of you in the comments. Make sure you lick down the like button as well. It should easily be 1,000 likes on this one, people. And looking forward to the game tonight, people. Big up everyone in the chat. Background's on a madness fire. Yeah, I like this better. I prefer this one. A lot of you like this one. Yeah, I like this one best. Looks fresh. This one looks better. Can't be the old school thing. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Big up Broad said, feels like I'm in a time machine. I had to rub my eyes. I think this one looks a bit cleaner, don't it? You know, I think the other one just looked a bit dark and almost hidden. So we go back to this one. Are we getting a new shirt ripped today? Nah, no more shirts getting ripped, man. I told you, inflation is real, people. I think, you know, even if you don't want to use that shirt no more, it's got to go to use. You might have to use it as a cloth or something, clean the floor with it. We can't be just ripping up shirts no more, people, I'm telling you. But listen, big up to everyone tuned in. Really appreciate it. And looking forward to the game. Listen, I'm not going to cap, right? I'm not going to cap. This game, when I saw the squad that Juventus had taken to this game, I was like, I'm not going to this. I'm going to be honest, I was a little bit tempted to go to this game. I thought I might take Cruz to this game near Christmas. And I checked the Juventus website yesterday to see the level of squad that they've brought, and there's no way I'm going to this. I'm telling you. It's 1 degree in the UK right now. There's ice everywhere. And Juventus have basically brought a reserve team. I can't lie. There's a couple names in there that you'll know. But let's be real. There's a lot of names that aren't there. So just to give you an indication of the Juventus team before we get into it, people. No wonder Arsenal were sending emails every other day asking you if you want to buy a ticket. Juventus have got no Szczesny, no Cuadrado, no Bonucci, no Vlahovic, no Pogba, no Chiesa. They've basically got no one. They've basically got no one. Obviously, some of them is because of the World Cup, and some of them have only just gone out. Some of them must be injury, but, you know, I thought Vlahovic might play. I thought Cuadrado. I thought Bonucci would be there. I thought there'd be a few names there, you know. Probably Locatelli, a couple good youngsters, Moise Keane and that, Perrin, I know. But yeah, it's not the sort of opposition I was expecting Arsenal to be playing against. Listen, it's Juventus. I'm sure there's some good young players there. Maybe a couple players that I don't know too much about, that I might be, you know, disrespecting a little bit. But, you know, I thought Bonucci and Cuadrado and all these. Listen, £30-40, I think, tickets. I think £30 if you was in the top tier, about £40 to £50 in the bottom tier. 1 degree the week before Christmas. You know, if you got to buy a few tickets as well, doesn't look great. Anna said this could have been the Juventus lineup. Szczesny, Bremer, Bonucci, Danilo, Alexandro, McKennie, Pogba, Paredes, Chiesa, Vlahovic, Di Maria. It's literally their whole team not playing, really. When you look at that team on paper. I actually forgot about Bremer. Danilo, Sandro, those three, obviously, with Brazil, McKennie. I mean, America were knocked out a while ago, so I'm surprised he's not there. I don't know if Chiesa and Vlahovic are injured. I'm not sure. Pogba's still injured. Paredes, Di Maria, obviously, with Juventus, with Argentina, sorry. So, underwhelming. I can't lie. Big up Buenos Aires Gunner. Don't forget, of course, that no need to say it, but I will, of course, be doing a watch along for the World Cup final tomorrow. Buenos Aires Gunner, listen, it's gonna be a nerve-wracking game. Let's just say that. On a side note, happy birthday to Martin Solargard. How will he perform in the snow, people? How will he perform in the snow tonight? Juventus have rocked up with a B team here. Like, let's be real. I thought at least we'd see Vlahovic or something. Pogba said no thanks, flew out to Qatar to link up with Robbie. Yeah, I see Pogba with Rio Ferdinand over there. I think he's flown out to watch France. He's got no interest in this game, of course. And big up Robbie over there as well. I'm going to have to slow down the comments a bit more. They're flying in already. Big up everyone tuned in. We've still got just under half an hour till kickoff. Matt said, hey, Curtis from Singapore. Long time no see. Haven't caught your stream for a few months. Hope you and all the viewers are having an amazing day. Big up yourself, bro. Welcome back. South London's finest. Messi. That game's going to be huge tomorrow. And just before we look ahead to this game, half of me is like Argentina. I think they want it more. They're so passionate. They've got Messi. Alvarez is doing the running. I think that makes the difference. Then on the other hand, I'm like, but France are the world champions. Earlier on in the competition, we were saying Mbappe's the best player in the world. Griezmann's been one of the best players in this competition. Giroud's been brilliant. I think it's literally a flip of the coin. I don't think there's any clear favourite for tomorrow's game, and that's why I think it's so exciting as a World Cup final. But anyway, here's what it is, people. Let's focus on this game. I'm going to talk about a bit of transfer news as well. And yeah, congratulations to Croatia, who beat Morocco in the third place playoff. I honestly didn't watch the whole game. I think I caught the last 15 minutes. But listen, hopefully it's not the last time we see Luka Mudryk playing for Croatia. Let me read out the Arsenal team. Let's start with the mighty Gooners. Ramsdale is back in goal and from his holiday in Qatar. I'm joking, by the way. Sorry, I couldn't help it. He basically hasn't kicked a ball for a while. Obviously in training, he's probably smashing the ball at Jordan Pickford, getting him ready for the game and stuff. But he should be well rested, to be honest. Should be no problem. Ben White, who also didn't kick a ball. It might have kicked off in an argument, but he certainly didn't kick a ball either. So, yeah, Ben White's at right back, Tierney at left back, Gabriel and Holding at centre back. Midfield, Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard. Full strength midfield. This is the midfield you would expect to see in the Premier League against West Ham. Good to see Xhaka back, Partey back, Odegaard back. Who would have thought, people, 2 years ago, I'd be saying the words, good to see Xhaka back. Damn, things really can change in football. But yeah, that's our main midfield. Front three, Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira, and Edward Nketiah. Eddie. Listen, I've said it before, I've said it again. I think you know my opinions on Eddie. But listen, if Granit Xhaka can turn things around, maybe Eddie, you never know. Stranger things have happened is what I'm saying. Vieira, big game for him at home. Think he needs to turn up. And Reece Nelson, another opportunity for him. That whole front three tonight, Nelson, Vieira, Eddie and Nketiah, they've all got question marks over them for different reasons. Reece Nelson, it's like, are you as good as the hype was around him as an under-23 player? Same with Eddie and Nketiah. And with Fabio Vieira, I think we're still sitting here going, how good is he? Can he do it in the Prem? I've got no doubt Fabio Vieira is talented, but can he be effective? Can he deal with the speed? Broad said, I won't lie, I really like Granit Xhaka now, They're words I can't believe any of us are saying, but I understand. I definitely understand. Wasim said, you've got an agenda. You've got an agenda, mate. You're not proper Arsenal. Cormac said, Axel Foley, Detroit's finest. Dun, 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 dun. Eddie. Go on, Eddie, lad. Dodgy illness in the French team. Yeah, I mean, could Saliba get the call up for the final, Apparently there's more. I think they're saying it's like a stomach bug / a cold. Couple more players have been struck down with it in the French camp. Imagine Saliba doesn't play really pretty much the whole tournament. Then starts the World Cup, man, final. But yeah, I'm with you, Ish. Keep him away. I don't want no hype around him. The Arsenal bench, Matty Turner's back. Hine, Cedric, Souza, Walters, Forjan, El Neni, Waneri, Smith, Cozier, Butler, and Marquinhos. So there's a few first team-ish squad players on the bench. Turner. Let me big up man like Hein, a.k.a. Heinz Sauce, a.k.a. Heinz Beans, a.k.a. Heinz Ketchup. Cedric is there. El Nenny's there. Marquinhos. The rest are young bucks. Waneri, only 15. Unbelievable that he's involved at such a young age, man. Big C, where's Bambi? No idea where Bambi is. I don't know what's the case with old Bambi Lakonga. Maybe he's gone Winter Wonderland. We call him Bambi because he skates around a lot on the ball. Maybe, you know, last weekend before Christmas, maybe he's at Winter Wonderland. Let's have a look. Sambi Lakonga, where is he? Where are you, Sambi lad? No, not seeing any reports. Maybe Arsenal haven't even reported what's going off. No, can't see anything. Sambi is unavailable. We know that, mate. His name's not on the squad list. Don't take a rocket scientist. Want to know why? If anyone knows, let me know, people. I can't see any reason. Bambi hiding. I think I'm telling you, Winter Wonderland, man. He said, listen, last weekend before Christmas, I need to go out. But yeah, no, hey, Ish, come on. Sambi Shaw, put some respect on my name, bro. But anyway, let's move on. Yeah, that's our bench. Let's talk through the Juventus team. And obviously, we're not sure why so many players are missing. If anyone knows, let me know. King Henry said the air conditioning in the stadium is why so many players are ill. Would you sell Cedric to Fulham? They've been linked with him. Depends on the price. It's going to be cheap. Is there any point? Maybe you just keep him till the end of the season. It's only going to be a couple of million, surely. Perrin in goal. Riccio, Gatti, Rugani, Barbieri, Baranchia, Locatelli, boo, Fagioli, Sule, Moretti, and Moise Kean. Moise Kean's had a bit of a, like, his CV is kind of decent, innit? But it's like, I've never really been able to work out how good or bad he is as a player without sounding disrespectful. Sometimes I watch him, I'm like, this guy's a beast. This guy's going to go. And then another time I watch him, I'm like, PSG, one season, 2021 season, 13 goals in 18 starts. He's just turned 22. He got 3 goals in the Champions League that year. Went to Everton and got 2 goals while he was there and struggled. Went back to Juventus, 5 goals last year, 4 goals this year. Not really sure what I make of Moise Kean, really. I don't really know where he's at as a player. Felt like the sky was the limit. Now feels like he could end up like on the bench at Sampdoria or something. So I don't know. Keane's just like Nketiah, system player. Keane is bang average, says Cello. Moise Kean, Choupo-Moting career. I mean, Choupo, I'm seeing now, Bayern Munich are like desperately trying to keep him. Again, how times have changed. Stoke City bench warmer under Tony Pulis. Now you got Bayern Munich begging to give him a new contract. Big up Kazeri said, watch it from Uganda. Much love to you, Curtis. Let's up the likes, mate. Love you. Hey, big up, big up. Hey, we've already got 1,200 in the chat. Big up your damn selves. 28 of you on Twitch. Should be a light, easy 1,000 likes on the video. He's better than Eddie. Yeah, listen. If he's played for PSG, Juventus, and he scored goals in the Champions League, you've got to say that. Choupo-Moting looks like the singer of the weekend. Maybe Bayern Munich are blinded by the likes, people. I don't know. Sorry, I couldn't help it. You lured me into that, Cormac. Anyway, let's move on. Before we, what was we said? Juventus team. Obviously, their bench as well. Ake, Seri, Basaggio, Hussein, Samuel, Illing, Boende, Carlo, Rui, Vinasic, and Zueli. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know any of them players on the bench. I really don't. Some of these, man, I'm sure there's some good players there. So if I'm underpinning this team, saying it's basically an under-23 team with a couple of first-team players. I remember Rugani. We were linked with him at one stage. So he's not bad. I know Perrin, the keeper, Locatelli. I think it's Sule and Moretti. I think I've heard of them too. And obviously Moise Kean. But like I said, they're near enough. Their whole team is not playing. No Bonucci, no Alexandro, no Danilo, no Bremer. No Chesney in goal. No Paredes in midfield. No Weston McKennie. No Chiesa. No Di Maria. No Vlahovic. Basically, and no Pogba. They're literally, their whole 11, realistically, is not playing. Could be a scouting mission to sign Locatelli, man. Maybe we see Locatelli. Juventus are in debt, of course. So, some of these players may be available. Right, let's get into a bit of transfer news and have a general look at what's going off at Arsenal. I just wanted to show you this, actually. A few of the players are back. And I do like that tunnel, I can't lie. All we got here, Cedric and Fabio Vieira. I did like this hoodie. I remember when this hoodie was available at the end of summer, and I thought, I don't need that. It's way too warm for that. It's sold out everywhere now, so I'm not getting it anyway. Maybe if they win the league, we'll have a spending spree. Gabriel with the hair. Jeez, fresh hairline, everything. Teeth last year and the hair this year. He's living life, man. He got the big upgrade at Arsenal. Granit is back. Jeez, man, like Granit, you know, my brother. Jeez, this guy here. You'd have shown me a picture of him 2 years ago. I'd have been like, get it off the screen. I'm disgusted in it. He told us to F off. Now look at him, strolling in like the boss, man. Marquinhos in the background with the hat on. But hey, times have changed, eh? Times have changed, man. Like Granit, hyping me up, you know. Imagine Granit winning the Premier League. It's just, oh, tears. And look at this. Jeez, Benjamin. Have you been to the same dentist as Gabriel? What's going off here with this little rat tash? It all went off. What's he got? A little mid-part in there as well. It's all gone off. What happened on international duty, man? Benjamin's gone crazy. I need to zoom in on this, people. I think he's been to see Gabriel's dentist here. Look at them teeth. Look at the choppers on them. With a little rat tash as well. I think there's some veneers in there, I'm telling you. That's the smile of a man who's just had a big argument with the assistant manager of England. And flown home, you know. But yeah, a little parting through the middle as well. Looks like, I don't know what's going on for the hair, but hey, 100 grand a week, you can do what you want, people. You can do what you want for sure. But Ben's back. Benny Blanco, a.k.a. Benjamin White. People as well. And people asking for streams. Obviously, it's on the Arsenal website. But you have to pay about £5, I think, and in certain countries they're not showing it. So if anybody's got any links, Nimbo's saying it's on the Juventus website. People said it's free. I mean, feel free to have a look, people. And yeah, anybody got any links, share it with the community. Everyone hopefully can watch the game. Abdul Ghaffar said, big up C Unit. I need help, please. I just paid for the game. Says package purchased, but I see nothing else like play or watch match. Thanks. Do you know what? Let me have a look myself, because I haven't even tried to open the website up yet. So I've got you all tuned in like we're doing a watch along. I might not even be able to get the game up myself. I should be all right. Is it letting me get it now? It said from 5:30. If you go to the home page, Abdul Ghaffar, on the Arsenal website, go to the home page. It should just let you watch it now. Little square comes up, just click play, live match, show me some silly little advert, and yeah, we're in. Yeah, we're in, people. So yeah, should let you watch it now. But yeah, anyone got any streams, just throw it about. People saying Juventus website is free, but yeah, if it is, then feel free, get over there, people. Get it for free, why not? Inflation is real, people. Inflation is real. And let's talk finances. And let's talk transfers. We've got 12 minutes until kickoff. And listen, if Juventus are streaming that game for free, big them up. Because I say this all the time to people. Arsenal, listen, you're my club. I'll support you. And I know it's a business. You got to make money. But I'm sorry. You're charging fans $5.99 to watch these games. Why can't you just show them for free? Don't people spend enough money? Not even once, you know. It's not like they said, oh, Dubai Super Cup. All right, you're going to pay for Milan and Lyon, but we'll give you the home game for free because it's at home. Nah, $5.99 again. Shameless. Absolutely shameless they are. Everyone's saying Juventus are showing it for free, people. So do what you need to do, people. Arsenal, you know, they won't thank me for this, but don't bother spending your $5.99. Go and watch it on the Juventus website. Mute the commentary. I'll keep you updated, people. Don't worry. It's a joke. Yo, Juventus are in so much debt right now. They could be getting relegated to Serie B, and they're still saying, fans, just take it. Just take it. You know, just watch it. Do what you want. Told you, it's the difference, isn't it? It's one thing I really don't like about Arsenal. I think they're very greedy with the fans. But anyway, let me not say too much. Right. If you're going to take $5.99 offers, at least go and sign some players. But this is an interesting one. This one might be heading off the radar, people. There's been a lot of hype around this one the last few days. But according to the Standard Sport, they understand Shakhtar are unlikely to hold out for the £85 million, 100 million euros, but could still force Arsenal into a club record fee, which is the 72 million paid for Nicolas Pepe. They reckon it could be around 75 million pounds, which is in the late 88 million euros. Now, for me, Mudryk looks exciting, looks a good player. I'm not breaking a transfer record for him. I'm going to be honest. If you're breaking a transfer record, I need close to guarantees. We thought Pepe was, you know, Pepe had a lot of hype around him. Look how that worked out. Don't get me wrong, you could drop 75 million, could be a world beater. But I don't think Arsenal should be paying 88 million euros, 75 million pounds for a player from Shakhtar Donetsk. That's just my opinion. I just don't see how that makes sense. I don't see how he's worth that much money. Like you said, George, listen, I've been telling people, how long have I been saying this, George? How long have I been saying this? People say it's too late, Zaha. No, 15, 20 million for Zaha. 15, 20. Give him a 2-year deal. He's just turned 30. Give him 2 years. 75 million pounds for Mudryk. Come on, people. Let's be realistic here, man. It's too big a risk. It's way too big a risk. So, but we'll see. They're obviously trying to bump us. They know now as well Gabriel Jesus is injured, so they know that we're a little bit more desperate for an attacking player. Jashar said, big up Curtis, I want Saliba on R9. World Cup 94 settings. Chill on the bench and receive the medal. Shameless settings, people. Big him up. Keep him out the limelight. South London's finally said, max I'm paying is 60 million. Lord Panda's saying the same. Curtis, I'm surprised they didn't launch a new kit. Yeah, the Dubai Super Cup training kit. Trident said, I'm running 38 minutes late to the game. Should I go or not? I mean, listen, if you've paid for your ticket and you're able to get there, I mean, why not? But drive safe, you know. It's icy out there. But that team that Juventus have got out is certainly not the most exciting. But what do you reckon, people? Should he go? Faustine said, just shut up. Mudryk is worth every single penny. What are you saying? Just pay the money. It don't matter how much he costs. Just pay it. Mudryk's wife will have another interview with Zinchenko's wife after seeing this news. And I just thought I'd get your thoughts on whether you'd be prepared to break Arsenal's transfer record to get him into the club. £75 million, they're saying. I don't think so. Everyone's saying go. Everyone's saying go. Go to the game. You've already paid. Vernon's saying too cold. Everyone else is saying go. Go. You've paid for your ticket. Get there. 40 mil max says 6 times. I just don't think we're going to get him for that, unfortunately. But yeah, Mudryk, that one, you just know that Mudryk, that one's going to squirm on till the end of the transfer window. You know, I can see it. There'll be a report one day that we're close. Then the next day, they'll say they want more. And then eventually they'll probably meet in the middle. We'll sign him right at the end of the window. Trident said, thank you, I'll go. The traffic is mad. Yeah, obviously there's a train strike in the UK today, so the roads will be twice as busy. So yeah, I'm sure traffic will be heavy. Records are meant to be broken. I hear you, but are you happy with the player that we're breaking the record for? And do you think he's valued at that price? You know, I personally think 75 million is too much. I know inflation is real, but I don't think Arsenal are in a position to spend 75 million on such a big risk. I think you've got to be getting big quality through the door. I would say there's more questions than answers with him. Number one, does he start when you sign him? I don't think he does. All right, okay, if you move Martinelli central, but is he better than Martinelli and Saka? So you could be paying 75 million for a guy that's on the bench. Number one, how quick does he adjust to the Premier League? I don't know. Every player has an element of risk, but I think for Arsenal to spend 75 million for a player in January, I want somebody that is going to get me mega excited, that's going to sell shirts, that's going to rip this league. Me personally, you offer me Zaha for 20 or Mudryk for 75, I'm signing Wolf all day long. Because for 2 years, I think he'll be explosive. He knows the league. He's a lot cheaper. And you're going to get something out of him this season. Mudryk is very exciting and you may get something out of him, but you may not. And there's a big risk. And that's a lot of money for somebody from the Ukrainian league that has not, hasn't played in an international tournament for Ukraine. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. For 60 million, I want the car park as well. I'm telling you, man. Busy said Zaha as a centre forward is a problem. I'm telling you. Is it? A lot of people saying it is available on Juventus website. I've got no idea. Let me do some work. Let me see what's happening, people. Let's see what's going on. Juventus. Because I want everyone to be able to watch the game. And like I said, man, I think Arsenal. Let me not say too much until I see if Juventus are showing it for free. A lot of people are saying they are. Right, Juventus. Let's have a look. Juventus against Arsenal. Can we get on the website? Are they showing it for free, people? I'm trying to find the link. How do you watch? Focus on Arsenal. Right, Juventus TV. Let's have a look. Is it right? Let me see if this works. Press play. Some advert. I don't know what this is, This is something of them traveling to the ground, so I'm not sure. Is anybody watching it on the Juventus website, people? I can't find it. I can't actually see the game live there. Members only. Yeah, it could be. It could be a member. Oh, you have to sign up and subscribe. See, they're going to do me with that AFC Wimbledon thing again. You're going to join. They're going to charge you, and then you might not even... Maybe it is Arsenal website then, people. The players are on the pitch, by the way. I feel very underwhelmed about this game for some reason. I'm not even going to lie. I think seeing that Juventus team took a bit of the hype away from the game for me, but got to handle business. Grab Wolf playing through the middle until Jesus is back. I agree. Share your streams, people. Share your streams. Score prediction. I mean, listen, I know Juve should have some decent players in there, but if we get beat by Juventus B team, it's not great preparation, is it? We should be beating them. Warren said, Big C, I'm from America. Every time I listen to your stream, I hear complaints about train strike. What's up with that? Get Mudryk and Milinkovic-Savic. Let's go. We are being linked with him. Which would be I would like us to get Milinkovic-Savic. Bro, you know how it goes over here, man. Inflation and people, I think what they're doing now is they're streamlining jobs. So they're getting one person to do two people's jobs. You know how it goes, people. And people are like, yo, I want more money. So we're going on strike. That seems to be the only way the government will listen, which is a shame. Game is on Sky Sports Italia, apparently. Hopefully you can all watch it, people. But I will do my best to keep you informed and updated. No, Fustin, you're right. He said that was the exact criticism you gave Arteta was appointed. Now he's proving you wrong. Mudryk at 21. He's a superstar in the making. But there's, with the Mudryk statement, that it's not factual. That's opinion-based. He looks like he could be a superstar in the making. But I remember when we signed Pepe, everyone was doing that celebration. Oh my God, we've signed one of the best wingers in Europe. Second top goal scorer in France, 72 million, left-footed. It's everything we need. Now he's on loan at Nice and we can't give him away. Now, I'm not saying Mudryk is the same player, but I'm saying there are no guarantees. As for Mikel Arteta is proving me wrong, but he hasn't proved me wrong. Proved is getting over the finish line, title challenge, top 4, whatever. So I'm always happy to be proven wrong. And if we sign Mudryk, I'll fully support it. I think Mudryk looks like he could be a top player. But I'm saying for £75 million, is he worth that? But we'll see. We will see. Personally, if that's the price, I don't think Arsenal will sign him for that much money. No guarantees of any player. Listen, Mr. Crabber, you're right. There isn't. But there's certain players you look at and you think, he will work. He will just work. You know, there's certain... I remember when we signed Alexis Sanchez, I was so gassed. I was like, this guy's going to work. He's strong. He's quick. He's skillful. He's determined. He can finish. It's going to work. You know, sometimes you just feel like that's definitely going to work. Just take Ronaldo for 5 months. He can do a job. We have the money, buy properly in the summer window. We've had that debate a number of times. A lot of the community not feeling it. Tielemans and Zaha, 40 million. I'd be dead with that. I'd be delighted. People, we are a minute away from kickoff. Team's about to get underway. Come on, you Gunners. Last game that just think the next time we watch Arsenal play, it will be West Ham and it will be Premier League action on Boxing Day. Eddie and Ketty are about... The man said, oh, do you put tea lemons? Same thing. We know what you meant. And we're underway, people. We are underway. The famous Arsenal against the famous Juventus of Italiano. I have to admit, growing up, man, I think Italian football was everyone's second favourite league outside of your own, man. It was massive. Golasco. James Richardson with the ice cream and the newspaper. You know how it goes. Oh, Ramsdale. Oh, did well in the end there, Gabriel. Samuel, thank you for the super chat. News reaching my desk. Claimed Curtis rocked the shameless R9 hairline back in 02. You know what? Oh, shot for Arsenal there, just wide, Reece Nelson. Nah, I never rocked that R9. I never had that R9 trim, you know. I'm telling you, man. It was... I respected it because it was R9, but, you know... Nah, I couldn't have rocked that. Not where I'm from. They wouldn't have understood that. Paul, you know, man. Go Lasso. It was legendary, man. It was legendary. CR7, shameless. I ask it all the time. I like to stir controversy, people, you know. I always ask it. Would you take CR7 till the end of the season? It stirs the community. I like it. I'm a bit controversial sometimes. Ronaldo till the summer on a free, then buy someone big in the summer, an Osimhen or someone. But they don't want nothing to do with him. Sammy says no. Asgar said Ramsdale will probably be so cold in goal and not much movement. I want to see us dominate the ball, move the ball quick, score a couple goals. We've got a far stronger team out than them. Mate, it looked ridiculous. Yeah, little man said, mate, I'd take Fat Ronaldo now over R9. Over Eddie, I mean. Anthony said, Channel 4 Italian football on Sundays back in the 90s and 2000 was the go. James Richardson is goated. It was legendary, man. More polls than a strip club, people. More polls than an Atlanta strip club. Lots of empty seats inside the Emirates. Not surprised. Train strikes. Freezing cold. Juventus brought their, reserves, basically. They should have... See what I mean? They could have done stuff here. Look, there's thousands of empty seats. Arsenal, good football. They could have actually given some of these seats away. Or done them for really cheap. Little Christmas offer, £5 a ticket or something for the last 3,000 or 4,000. I don't know. Fans would appreciate that. Imagine they said, look, we've got 8,000 seats left. You can have them for £5 or £2 each. You're going to sell all the tickets. You'll have a better atmosphere. People will buy food and drink inside the stadium. They're still going to make more money from it. Here's Fabio Vieira, right-hand side. Partey. Good football. We're moving the ball nice. Arsenal are definitely greedy, man. Tierney whips it in near post. Cleared away up in the air. And I think, no, they kept it in. Arsenal have it back. Here's a chance. Odegaard with the shot. And he puts it wide on the volley. Ball was bouncing a little bit. The birthday boy, Odegaard. Kid's Christmas present. Do you know what I mean? They could have done something, man. Buy an adult ticket, your kid gets in free or something. I don't blame Juventus fans. Juve have got hardly any fans here, you know. Why would you? Their team's under investigation. They've brought their reserves here. A lot of these fans might even be from England. They might not even be from Italy. And it's a week before Christmas, man. I get it. I get it. Totally understand it. They would have looked at that squad list and said, I ain't flying for that. LD said, CR7 gets more goals for Arsenal than Nketiah. You're trying to get people started here, LD. I agree with that comment, though. I agree with that comment. Big up Clement, man. Let's get the likes up. C Unit Nation should be an easy 1,000 likes. 1,500 of you in the chat. Great support as always. C Unit. Asim said Tierney back in his natural habitat. Minus temperatures and snow. Just needs an iron brew and some haggis now, people. Here's a long throw. Kieran Tierney to take it. Flicked on. Headed away. Chance. Shot. Goes over the bar by Benjamin White, a.k.a. Benny Blanco. He's back. He's happy. He doesn't watch football, but who cares, people? Benny's back. I wonder if he'll ever play for England again with Southgate in charge, if that argument was true. He doesn't even look the type of player to have a bad argument. That's a crazy thing. Lazy said, you'd be surprised Juve has a huge fan base. Yeah, that's what I mean. I thought they may have a lot of fans maybe based in England that would have gone and watched the game, you know. But it's the travel, it's the weather, it's the time of year. Tickets are £30, £40, you know. And Boma said, see, I went to, went to the toilet, White Hart Lane for the Fury v Chisora fight. Not going to lie, stadium is all right. Listen, no cap. You know me, I don't cap. It's up there. It's up there, man. Like, it's probably the best stadium in the Prem. If you're looking at just the way it looks and the lighting and everything. No history, no trophies, but it's a mad stadium. You know, I have to admit. It's modern, isn't it? You know, they made when was ours? 06, 08? You're talking 14 years newer than us, so they're always going to be able to advance their stadium because of the time when they built it. You know, it's just the reality. But I'd rather have trophies. Southgate forced Ben White to watch multiple videos. I said, do you want to play for England, mate? You're watching the highlights of the last 2 World Cups. He said, that's it. I'm going home. Big C, since it's Christmas coming up, what was your favourite gift you received as a kid growing up? Do you know what I loved growing up, right? This was a big one for me. I remember getting a Nintendo 64. If you know, you know, people. If you know, you know. I got 3 games with that console, right? I got Diddy Kong Racing. What a game that was. GoldenEye. Up there for me as the best James Bond game of all time, by the way. The Golden Gun. It was wild. And there was a FIFA. I don't know what year that N64 came out. So I don't know what FIFA it was. I had 3 games. Unbelievable. I was so excited when I got that console. I remember I didn't keep it long because the games were mad expensive on it. But yeah, N64, if you know, you know is all I can say, people. That was up there as one of my favourites. N64, GoldenEye, mad. Them games were crazy, man. GoldenEye was insane. GoldenEye is trash. Oh, TT, come on. Road to World Cup 98. Was it that one? Was it that one? GoldenEye with that golden gun. Real gunslinger settings, man. Them games there were different. Be on them games all night, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, you can't be dissing GoldenEye, man. That was my favourite James Bond game. GoldenEye top 10 shooting games of all time, and it came out 25 years ago. Damn, getting old, eh? Lee said GoldenEye was the best game. Must have put about 10,000 hours into that game and the rest. Anthony said one of the best looking stadiums with some of the ugliest football and no worthwhile trophy since 91 is the history of the Tottenham. Ban him. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, he came in on smoke dissing GoldenEye. I was hurt. You can't do that. N64 GoldenEye is still the best. I wish I still had that console. A lot of them consoles now, they're worth a lot of money as well. They are worth money. Mark, yeah, the $5.99, I had to pay it. Bro. What else could I do? Man? They're a disgrace. They're cheats and disgrace. Do you remember when PS2 came out? I remember being gassed when I had ISS. Oh, what a game. They just don't make football games like they used to, do they? Here come Arsenal. Eddie and Nketiah. Shots blocked. One thing about Eddie, when he gets in the penalty area, he ain't looking around. The defender's like a yard in front of him there. Just lay it off. He just whacks it straight at the defender. He's always desperate for a goal, Eddie. Sometimes I think he needs to relax a bit, and sometimes the goal comes naturally, You can't force it too much. Arsenal dominating the game. Odegaard getting between the lines. Good ball into Vieira. Partey, we're moving the ball well. Odegaard unlucky. It's headed away. Best game them times. Perfect. Metal Gear Solid. That was a good game. I remember them times. I didn't play that game that much, though. It always used to seem to take ages. What have I missed here? Vieira. Jeez, Techers, bro. Corner to Arsenal. What a goal that would have been. Neon volley. Yeah, I'm telling you. Vieira's got talent. It's just whether we can get the best out of him. Corner whipped in. Headed away at the near post. And Juventus catches on the break. Come on, Arsenal. Deal with it. All the way back to Ramsdale. That Vieira shot was wavy, man. Pepe or Sancho. I mean, Sancho turned up for training and got sent to Holland. The man said, Bredgen, I don't know what's happened to you, Jaden, but he told him he's not fit enough. His head's not in the right place. Apparently, he's put weight on. I don't know what's going on with Sancho. I think sometimes when clubs are not they're not being ran in the right way. I think it's hard for a player to thrive. I'd say Pepe, Pepe's finished at Arsenal. So who's worse? You'd say Sancho has still got an opportunity to try and rescue it, where Pepe will never have an opportunity, I don't think, at Arsenal. So huge flop, man. And Pepe, I don't even think we'll get 15 million for him. That's the problem. We've put him into a position where he's hardly sellable, which is a real shame. I always kind of like Pepe, but in the end, I just had enough. He produced numbers at times, scored goals and won a trophy. Yeah, good point. It wouldn't surprise me if Pepe goes on loan next season, last year of his deal. And like you said, Lays just goes on a free because they'll just want the wages off. Yeah, I think something's going on with Sancho, which is why I don't really say too much about his situation. From the outside, it looks as if there's issues there, I don't know. I think it is a big move, lot of pressure. Still a young player, never played in the Prem. What you don't want is an unstable environment. Signed by Solskjaer. Then you're playing for Ranić. Then you're playing for Ten Hag. No stability, no system really. Ronaldo's in, then he's out. I think it's difficult. I think as a young player, if Sancho had gone to Man City, I've got no doubt we'd be seeing a different Jadon Sancho. If he'd gone to Liverpool, we'd be seeing a different one. Because you'd have a Klopp who would know how to manage him, how to play him, a Pep. I think that the environment is what he's suffering from at the same time. It's difficult, man. But listen, we only see the high life in football. We go, oh, you know, the man's on 200 grand a week. He's a millionaire. He's got the car. Oh, here's Eddie. If you head, bro, see, he just wants to shoot. Any angle, he'll shoot. Wins a corner. We only see the glamour in footballers, fans. You know, oh, he's got a Lambo. He's on 200 grand. He's rich. We don't see the pressure, the expectation, the criticism, the trolling, the abuse. You know, and sometimes young players, man, it's difficult for them to deal with. Man United, a lot of these players have suffered there over the since Fergie's gone, you know, Falcao, Di Maria, Martial, Rashford, Ronaldo on the return, Sancho. How many attacking players have gone there and thrived over the last, you know, 6, 7, 8 years, really? Pogba flopped there, Lukaku flopped there. Well, Pogba didn't flop, but didn't reach the heights that I think many thought he would. You know, Lukaku definitely flopped. Alexis Sanchez as well. You know, I think there's issues at Man United. Reece Nelson does well. Gets to the byline. Great ball. Oh, Juventus clear it. They're scrambling. We're dominating. Di Maria thriving at PSG in Argentina. That's what I'm saying, man. Renitzou said Sanchez also suffered. Cavani, yeah. I mean, we're on to Big C. Even Eddie doing the Lacazette thing. Is Arteta ball fit? I think it is. He wants the striker to drop deep and link up. It's got to be instructions from the manager. Do you think it's a United thing, Sancho? I mean, Ibra did all right until his knee mashed up, but a lot of players have gone there and struggled, and I do think it's due to not having a stable manager and a system that enables them to thrive it. It can't. They're not all bad players. There's too many for them all to be bad. Sanchez hated United the first day of training. Yeah, man was like, I want to go back. Crochet said, I feel like Nelson has a... Oh dear. I mean, yeah. 2-3 years ago, when they had both come out of the youth team, I think that was the case. I'm not sure about now. Crochet said Nelson has a higher ceiling than Saka. He just needs to find consistency. I think Saka's gone clear of him. I think Saka's gone way clear of him now. People saying it's time out. The only reason there's no time out, right, because they're both gooners, so I don't mind, but I can't see it. I can't see that. I think Saka's gone way clear of Reece Nelson now. Nelson's got potential, no doubt, but Saka's starting for England. He was the best England player against France. Nelson ain't nowhere near that level. Nelson's going to have to play for... He's going to have to find out where his nan's from and play for that country. He ain't getting anywhere near the England squad. Never mind being their best player against France. But I respect it. I respect it. They were all gooners, so I let it slide. Cap unit, man. Taron said, we are not winning the league this year. We should go all in for Europa and stay in the title race. Taron, man, jam. Come in and just savaged our dream of winning the title. Saw an article today from Rio Ferdinand saying that if Arsenal don't replace Jesus, they've got no chance of winning the title. And I think he's right. I think we have to bring a goal scorer in. We can't just simply rely on Eddie. That would be insane, because Arsenal on the attack again. Ball goes out for a corner. The club have to show what they're about now. I did a supporters club the other day on AFTV. Some of you may have watched it. Some guy put in the comments, because I was saying basically this is the transfer window. We'll see what the Cronkies are about. They have to replace him. And this guy was like, what if there's no options out there? They can't just make a striker up out of thin air. I'm like, bro, most top players are not actively available, right? When Neymar left Barcelona to go to PSG, he wasn't actively available. They went and smashed the release clause and took him. You know, when Van Dijk was at Southampton, they were going, no, we're not selling him. We're not selling him. We don't care how much Liverpool bid. We're not selling him. But we all knew there was a number that once Liverpool touched it, Southampton were going to put their hands up and go, okay, that's too much. We can't reject that. There are strikers out there. There's no excuse. I don't buy into that excuse that, oh, they can't just make up a striker out of thin air. What if none of them are available? There are strikers available, mate. If you want to pay the money and you pay the wage, you will get a striker. You'll get a decent striker. But it's whether the club want to do it. We're top of the league as well. We're top. It's not like we're 7th or 8th and clubs are looking at us going, well, you know, they're struggling. Why would the player want to go there? A lot of players would want to come to Arsenal now. That's a fact. You know, I seen a thing yesterday. Barcelona have to sell somebody in January. They've got way too many attacking players. Depay, Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Dembele, Ferran Torres. They've got bags of attacking players. They're going to sell probably Depay or Ferran Torres. Straight away, there's potentially one option. Atletico, Cunha, they're willing to get rid of. And Felix, if you pay enough money, I think you can get him as well. Chelsea signed Nkunku today. Little bit gutted about that. Can't lie. Number one, we nearly signed him for £12 million when Emery was in charge. And number two, look at the player that he's become, man. He's become a really good player. That's what I mean. Chelsea signing, man. This guy's not even signing for him until next season, but they've already announced it and got the deal done. So I want to see us move like that, you know, get deals done early. Lawrence said, don't mention Cunha. Yeah, he's not the answer for me either. But I'm just saying he's available if we were desperate. Wasim said, I read an article Depay could go for as little as €2 million. They just want him off the wage bill. 200,000 a week or 180 grand a week. So there are options there, man. DJ Sweets, Jesus wasn't bagging loads anyway. Why would we miss him if Eddie and the rest can do the shutting down? Need to stop listening to the media, especially ex-player pundits who hate Arsenal. I hear what you're saying. Is Odegaard with a shot? Oh, he goes wide. I hear what you're saying in terms of the goals because he hasn't scored for 10 games, Jesus. So Eddie ain't going to do much worse in terms of goals. But there's things Jesus is doing and an intelligence that he's playing with that I'm not sure if Eddie can do that. In fact, I'm almost certain he can't do that. You know, and I think Gabriel Jesus, this is a good point here. I think Jesus has got presence. Who's that down injured for Arsenal? Reece Nelson down holding his knee. Players having a water break. Jesus has got some presence because they know he's leading this Arsenal attack. He's won multiple Premier Leagues, FA Cups, League Cups. He's played for Pep. They've seen him at the World Cup for Brazil. He holds a little bit of presence on the pitch. That's for certain. And it's not because of his goals. It's because of his ability. And Nketiah doesn't have that. Psychologically, if you're a centre-back playing against Eddie, you're not scared of him. You're not fearful. Psychologically, sometimes you know that a player is a little bit fearful, you know. Centre-backs will be a bit scared of Haaland now if they're playing against Haaland. Or, you know, because they're thinking, wow, if he gets one chance, he's going to bag. Nelson's up, but looks like he could be injured. And this, you know, we just spoke about Reece Nelson. This is one of his biggest issues. And you know what? I'm gutted for him. I'm going to be honest. I feel really sorry for him. Honestly. I feel really sorry for him. Got the shirt over his face. He's gutted. It looks like he's done his hamstring or something. I've been there. Been there when you're walking off. You're upset. You know you're injured. You know you're going to be out for a few weeks. Great opportunity for him to get into the Arsenal team. Done well on tour in Dubai. I'm a bit gutted for Reece. That's him for a few weeks. Marquinhos coming on. When they walk off like that, you know, I've tweaked a hammy 2 weeks, 3 weeks at least. Showing you the replay. He was actually looking sharp as well. That's the sad thing about it. Yeah, hammy, left hamstring, pulled up straight away after playing that pass on the floor. That'll be at least 2-3 weeks out injured. And that's if it's a minor strain. So I'm really gutted for him there, Nelson. He's been looking sharp. But listen, there's a lot of football, hopefully. But this is where my worry starts to occur with Arsenal. Because there you go, right. Jesus, injured. Nelson was an option. And he's a good option off the bench as well. Now that's in for a few weeks. And you make a good point there, Tom. The cold weather, did he warm up properly? You wonder. It's like 1 degree there, freezing. Pulls his hamstring. Never happened in Dubai in the 25 degrees. Comes back to London, 1 degree, pulls his hamstring. Running out of options already. Now Marquinhos needs to come on and do something. John said exactly, was looking good up until then. Yeah, he was. Not better than Bakayo, though, but was looking sharp. Roman said, Big C, sorry for the spam. Only seen him at the World Cup. What do you think of Sofiane Amrabat, centre mid for Morocco? Is he gettable? He's being linked with a lot of teams. I think the problem you're going to have with Amrabat now is I think there's going to be an auction for him. I think Atletico Madrid are looking at him. The type of player Simeone would like, hard work, good on the ball. I see Liverpool linked with him, Tottenham. I saw another team, I think it was Inter Milan or somebody. So I think now a lot of clubs will be going for him. Maybe he'll be more expensive, but I do like him. He's had a really good World Cup. Arsenal on the attack, Granit Xhaka. Do you know what now? I'm watching this game and I'm like, yeah, I want us to win, but I'm more like, I don't want no one else to get injured. And good point, Kwesi. Yeah, no Tomiyasu in the squad again, which they haven't revealed. Why? I thought Tomiyasu would have played this. Shot for Juventus, saved by Ramsdale. No Tomiyasu and no Sambi. So Smith Rowe's still not back. Zinchenko's still not back. Just starting to get a little bit nervous about the injuries. For me, half-time, Thomas Partey off. Get him off. Yeah, it's too cold. Get him off the pitch. Yeah, I don't want him. He can't be playing more than 45 minutes. In fact, you know what? Get 4 or 5 of them off. I'm genuinely, even if we lose this game, I won't even complain. I'm more interested in our players staying fit. I hope we win it, but we can't have injuries mounting up. And this cold of this game could be a problem. Grant said players getting injured has definitely improved over the last couple of years. However, we have seen recently key players are starting to drop. Yeah. Get Partey off half-time. Done. 45. Have a good stretch. Get him off. Bring 5 young players on. I'm not bothered. Get Gabriel off as well. Get Tierney off. Get Ramsdale off. Get them off. Yeah. Let the young players run around second half, man. No worries. You get a pass for this one, Mikel. We ain't going to complain. Just get the youngsters off. Let's see. Crochet said, let's see his reply to Saka. Saka is clear, no doubt. Near world class. A year ago, I was saying Martinelli has the highly ceiling, was slated. His potential is coming. I feel the same. No, but I think a year ago, a lot of people would have still said, would have agreed with you on Martinelli. I've said for a long time, I always had this feeling that Martinelli's ceiling is higher than Saka's because I think he's more ferocious the way he runs at the fullback. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Martinelli can score like wonder goals. He can take on 3 or 4 players and I think he's a bit quicker. With Reece, I just haven't seen enough to go anywhere near that statement. I don't think he's ever been consistent at Arsenal, which is why I'm so gutted for him now, because he's actually had a good few games. He might have had an opportunity, and now he's going to be out for a few weeks, which is sad. Grant said, how are you taking man to Dubai and bringing them back to this arse cold? You got to wonder, aren't you, whether we should have played this game, I got to be totally honest. And I know it's easy in hindsight because you go, oh, but they didn't know that was going to happen. But should we have just stayed in Dubai and played this game? And then come back. Here's a chance for Arsenal. Eddie could be in. Oh, the goalkeeper collects it. I suppose they would say, they don't want to come back from Dubai, then come back to the cold and play a Prem game. Play a preparation match. Listen, it's easy to say afterwards, innit? Man said Tierney's the only man sweating in the cold. Tierney's like, yes, finally, this is my weather. -1, he loves it. He better stay fit as well because we ain't got another left back. Get Tierney off at half-time. Gabriel, Partey, get Xhaka off. Get them all off. I've seen enough. Martinelli still has the highest ceiling. I think he has. I actually think in the World Cup, I think he looked more dangerous than Vinicius Jr. when I was seeing him. I think it was, oh, here's a chance for Arsenal, ball whipped in, headed away. I think he got kind of, because of the level that Vinicius has reached for Real Madrid, which I understand, he's a Champions League winner, you know, he's scored big, big goals. I think when he was coming on for Brazil, he was looking more effective. But the Real Madrid tax was too much, you know. He couldn't, the manager was like, listen, bro, this is a Champions League winner. I can't take him off for you. But it was Real Madrid tax, I'm telling you. I think Martinelli's that good. I think he can be world class. But we'll see in time. John said, I love the cold as well. Oh, man, I'm telling you. When it's this cold, it's hard to play football in. But you do get used to it, I suppose, in England. Kimani said, all of them off. They've stretched their legs, got a few minutes off. Yeah, get them off, man. I'm done. I don't want to see none of these big players come back second half. It didn't look like a downgrade when Martinelli came on for Vinny. Quite the opposite. It did. It actually looked an upgrade. That's not me saying he's a better player than him, but in that circumstance, he looked like he was about that life. But the Real Madrid tax was heavy, man. They couldn't. They didn't want to take off a Champions League winner. Logan says we need Champions League. Do you know what, Logan? I'm going to be totally honest, right? Before the World Cup, and anyone who'd been watching my watch-alongs, my energy was completely, let's win the title. Let's win the title. We've got Man City on the ropes. We're firing. Everyone's fit. January transfer window, buy a couple players, push them to the limit. I have still kind of got that feeling, but then part of me is like, you know what? If you offered me top 4 right now and ended the season, would I take it? I probably would. And I know that sounds a little bit pessimistic, but as I said, Arsenal fans, we do have a little bit of PTSD, and I kind of feel like we're 1 or 2 injuries away from a crisis at the moment. You know, if Partey was to get injured right now, I think we're in crisis mode. Best midfielders out, best strikers out, no adequate replacement. We play Tottenham and Man United back-to-back in January. It looks a lot different. And like I said, we're only 11 points off 5th. So just give me that Champions League music next season. Still go for the title. This ain't me letting them off. Them Kroenkes better spend some cash. You're charging $5.99 for a game against Juventus reserves. You better go and sign João Felix or Zaha or someone. But at the same time, just give me that Champions League music. Listen, if we get top 4 and maybe win a trophy, I would still be happy with that. That's my kind of minimum as well. Obviously, if we win the title, great. My worry is now, I look at that Manchester City squad. Nearly all their squad, they came back early. You look at a lot of their team, you know, Haaland didn't go to the World Cup. Neither did Mahrez. Ederson hardly kicked a ball. Gundogan knocked out in the group. Rodri got knocked out early. You know, a lot of their team is fresh, you know, where I feel like with us, you know, our striker's injured. Saka's probably a little bit fatigued, and I don't know. But we'll see. January transfer window can change a lot. Babatunde said, I appreciate your super chat, bro. Said, big up Big C in the community. We should be looking at a weather-friendly technology in stadiums now. Here's Odegaard, right foot shot. Oh, I should have passed. Now he's holding his ankle. This is it, people. I'm telling you, it's all going mad. He's limping. He's up off his feet, though. Oh, I'm getting worried, man. I want this. Don't come back out for the second half. Just call it 3-0. Press start and quit. You know, just do a FIFA, man. Just quit it. Sorry, let me think. We should be looking at friendly tech instead. Can Mudryk be coached as a striker with his ability? Striker's very... I don't know, I'm saying this because I am a striker, but strikers take a certain knack to play. Being a sharp attacking player is not enough to be a top striker, but maybe with that technology thing, like I said, at Manchester City, their training ground, they've got weather machine in their stadium. So if they're playing a Champions League game on Wednesday in Russia and it's snowing, they turn the temperature inside to whatever temperature it is in that place they're going to play. They've got fake snow. They can make it rain. They've got things that make it windy. They can put this light thing on that makes it like sunshine. They literally can do that inside their training ground. So you'd think they'd be able to affect temperatures and stuff inside the ground. Free kick to Arsenal. It's Martin Odegaard. It's blocked by the wall. Comes back out. Shot. Is Eddie. Scores! Arsenal take the lead. Eddie Nketiah with the goal. He drills it through a crowd of bodies and it's offside. Don't celebrate too early, people. It is offside, people. He was just about to say, call me, but it is offside. And there's no VAR either, so it's not like they can change their mind. He's a yard. Yeah, he's off. So no goal, people. But yeah, listen, like you said, in Qatar at the moment, they've got air conditioning in the stadium to cool it down. So you would think, could they not do it the other way around? Could you not put heaters on in the stadium? Like, it's not rocket science, is it? But let's see. It went to voicemail. He's just been cut off, phone disconnected. You know, back in the day, it was like 1 minute remaining when you used to have to buy credit on your phone back in the day. That was like, no, I've got a minute left. Say everything you've got to say. Eddie at the post after. Damn, I'm missing all the stuff here. Let me watch a bit more of the game. I didn't even see that. Yeah, they have heaters under the pitch, under soil heating, but the fans, they're not bothered. They just leave you to freeze, you know. 1 minute remaining was real pain back in the day, let me tell you. 1-1 and Orange and them networks back in the day. What we got left? 11 minutes till half time. It's been a pretty quiet game. I suppose the downside of it so far is Reece Nelson coming off injured with a hamstring injury. Just starting to feel a little bit like injuries are mounting up at Arsenal, which is a little bit of a worry for me. You look here at the moment, Smith Rowe's out injured, Zinchenko's injured, Jesus, now Nelson, you know, that's 4 players. We definitely can't afford any more, and we're definitely going to have to go into this market in January, man, 100%. 10 minutes till half time. If this is us against West Ham, doesn't look good. I mean, I'm just thinking, who've we got to come back? He's still got Saka and Martinelli to come back. That makes a massive difference. That's our explosiveness. That's our pace out wide. Makes a huge difference. So we have got 2 top quality players to come back. Still got Saliba to come back as well, you know. Here's Kieran Tierney, driving run. He's probably enjoying this cold weather. Finds Ben White. Here's Vieira. One thing I'll say about Vieira, he's not a winger. He's clearly a cam playing out wide. Here's Moise Kean, driving run up against Gabriel. Good tackle. Good tackle, fella. Lovely tackle. Arsenal win the ball back. Yeah, Vieira for me, definitely not a winger. Doesn't have the pace. Becomes too obvious that he's on the right. He's left-footed. He's going to cut inside. He's a number 10. He needs to really be playing in the Odegaard position. But obviously, he's not going to drop Odegaard for him. That is the problem. Over 2,000 of you in the chat. Amazing support for a mid-season friendly. I'm so glad I didn't go to this game, by the way. Stadium's half empty. It's freezing. Juventus have left nearly their whole team back home. Vieira tries to cut inside. Not going to happen, fella. Not going to happen. But yeah, you know what? Let's get 1,500 likes, people. If we've got 2K in the chat, we can definitely get 1,500 likes. Big up everyone on Twitch as well. Crochet said, I would love for Leroy Sané to come to the club. I would definitely be in favour of that signing. Pace destroys defences, people. I'm telling you, you need runners. You need people that are quick. They put defenders on the back foot. I still think Sané's a player. 2K viewers shows how much we've missed. Big up yourself, people. Imagine when it's the West Ham game, man. We'll have 3-4K in here, easy. Man City have made a striker from thin air. Exactly, bro. Alvarez going to start for Argentina tomorrow, World Cup final, next to Messi, right? He's on the bench. That's their bench striker. A lot of people, if we didn't know this Alvarez from Man City and he was still at River Plate and we'd seen him in this World Cup, we'd be going, I'll take this Alvarez. He's only like 21, 22. He's had a really good World Cup. Pep's just got this guy sitting on the bench. And look at the guy that he's got in front of him. He's got Ivan Drago in front of him, the machine, the robot, Erling in front of him. They're the levels we're trying to compete with. If we want to compete with Manchester City, we can't have a striker starting up front for us that's worse than the striker that's on the bench for them. That's not gonna add up. That can't work. Alvarez would start at Arsenal all day long. So we can't say, Eddie up top when they got Alvarez on the bench. How much they pay for Alvarez? They paid 15, 20 million for him, I think. Absolute great signing. Julian Alvarez. How old is he? 20, just turned 22. Absolute baller. Absolute baller. 20 mil. Bargain. Absolute bargain. Could be a World Cup winner by tomorrow. By the way, second top scorer in the World Cup at the moment. He didn't even start the first couple of games. You know, everyone was talking about Lautaro. You know, we was all looking at Lautaro, player we've been linked with. This guy's just sitting down on the bench now. 15 million apparently with 5 million in add-ons. That is incredible business. And that's what I'm saying. You know, we can talk about how much money they've got, but they're spending it wisely as well. And that's the difference. A lot of teams have had big money and spent big, but they ain't no better off for it. Look at Man United. No disrespect to any Man United fans. Pogba costs what? 80, 90 million. Lukaku 75. Maguire 80. Sancho 70. Wan-Bissaka 50. They've spent an absolute fortune over the years with no real success. When you can pick up players like Alvarez for 20 million, 15 million, that's an outrageous signing. He's probably already a 60, 70 million pound striker just because of his age. Ball whipped in for Arsenal to the back post, overhit, comes to Fabio Vieira. Cuts inside. No goal so far. Anthony as well, 100 million. I don't think he's a 100 million pound player. He's got a nice skill in him every now and then, but you have to be smart with your spending. Eddie gets muscled there, goes out for a goal kick. He looks frustrated, Eddie, at the moment. It's my only problem with Eddie. You see Jesus there. I think he makes that stick. Jesus says he's not the biggest. He's very strong. I just don't think Eddie has that same strength, you know, that power. Definitely. But listen, and I'm saying this in the most respectful of ways. Eddie's a young player. He's trying to find his way. He's still relatively inexperienced in terms of first-team football. Eddie is not ready to be Arsenal's first-team striker. And I don't even think it's fair for him to be put in that position. If you interviewed him, he would say, of course I want to be in that position. I want to play. I want to make it at Arsenal. I actually think that if he leads the line for 3 months, I think he'll get. I think he might get a lot of criticism because fans will be frustrated with him, and it's a situation he probably shouldn't be put in, you know. But we'll see. Juventus on the attack. They've hardly had a chance in this game. Arsenal win the ball back. Ram Kumar said, well said, Big C. Eddie will be a good super sub. Eddie is championship level. Daddy, they call it him. Eddie is ready for the bench. He's just not at that level yet, man. You're putting him in a position he's not ready for. Here's Marquinhos for Arsenal, left-hand side. Skips the defender. Great ball across the area. Goes all the way across. And out for a throw-in. Just want somebody to attack that. Good play there by Marquinhos. Playing on the left. Usually he plays on the right. Good play there. Gets to the byline. That's a great ball. As a winger, I remember growing up, coaches always used to say to me as a winger at that level, you get down the byline, whip that ball between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot and no one's there, that's not your fault. That's a good ball. Family Podcast said in 5 years, Newcastle will be in the same position as Man City. They're on that road. They're on that road for sure. If they get, I said this the other day. If Manchester City, if Newcastle get Champions League football this season, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. It accelerates their project by 3 or 4 years. So I like Newcastle as well, but I don't want Newcastle getting Champions League football this season because they'll pull the checkbook out. Here's Fabio Vieira. Poor cross. Blocked at the near post. The Juventus player down on the pitch. Ref stops the game. If they get top 4, it's a problem. I'm telling you now, they will get the checkbook out and start flexing. So they need to get Conference League or Europa League or something. Mel said that 100k contract is a big mistake. I think the problem that Arsenal have had was I think for some reason Arsenal had this thing that Eddie's going to become this striker. He's going to play for England and we're going to look foolish that we've let a young English striker leave for nothing, and West Ham and Palace apparently wanted him. And I think I don't quite understand how we managed to get that deal out of Arsenal. But you know, the game's changed. Maybe 100 grand is the equivalent of 50 grand or whatever. But that deal was insane, in my opinion. It really was. He'd done nothing to justify £100,000 a week. It's just the reality of it. Claude said, Ben Foster said he was surprised the amount of money Newcastle was willing to pay him just for 6 months cover. I saw that interview. But they've got dough, bro. They got the richest owners in the world. They can pay whatever they want. That's probably his wages was pocket change to them, man. Jay said, I'd pay a club to take Eddie. Andrew said, homegrown. And that's the thing, innit? You know, if you're half decent and you're young and you're English, you might get a career at a club because they have to fill a quota. They can't ignore that quota. They have to fill that quota, which is why Rob Holding gets new contracts because they think, right, we got to have so many English players. We haven't got many, so let's just give Rob a new contract. He don't mind being fifth choice centre-back. And then we don't have to go and sign an English player because look what English players cost, good ones. Bellingham's going to cost 100 million. Declan Rice will cost 75, 80 million with not long left on his deal. Maguire cost 80 million. Ben White cost 50 million. English players cost a fortune. Sancho cost 75. How much would... Oh, my days! Juventus have scored. It's an own goal. It is an own goal for Arsenal. You said you wouldn't get angry if we conceded. You said you wouldn't. You said, no! No, really. Oh, damn. I am so glad I did not go to this game. Arsenal have scored, people. Arsenal have scored. But in their own net, unfortunately. Who scored that, by the way? Ball whipped in. I think it's Granit. Granit Xhaka scores for Arsenal. But unfortunately, it's in our own net. So cheers, Granit. Always said Xhaka's got to score more goals. But hey, it's half-time pretty much as well. Oh, half-time whistle go. What a time to concede. Stay calm. Woosa, woosa. It's only a friendly. Don't let it affect you. I'm not annoyed that we're losing 1-0 to Juventus' B team in -1. And they've charged me $5.99 to watch it, despite the fact that we're in inflation and a global recession and Juventus are showing the game for nothing. You know, I'm not going to let it affect me. Just get them off at half-time. Get them off now. I'm done. Get Xhaka off, Partey off, Odegaard off, Tierney off. The game's a write-off. Right, the game is a write-off. Same rip the jacket. I'm not ripping it. Never rate a jackal. Prime Granite's back, people. Prime Granite is back. That first half, man. Let's get the tweet out. Let's throw throw it out there. So glad I didn't go to this game. Cold and not great football. Not great to watch. Take the big players off. Can't risk any more injuries. Gutted for Nelson. And is that default Xhaka back? They're gonna go mad for that one, by the way. I've put a laughing face to try and soften that, but they won't deal with that. Twitter is a different audience, man. They're wild. They'll be like, you've got an agenda against him. Right, there we go. I tell you what, people. I might send an email to Arsenal after this. I want my $5.99 back. Inflation is real, man. $5.99 to watch this. Jeez. I am so... Oh, thank you. I'm so happy I did not go to this game, by the way. This game, you don't want nothing to do with this game. The stadium is not even half full. It's absolutely freezing outside, by the way. And I mean freezing. The Wi-Fi inside the Emirates is shocking as well, by the way. And on top of that, I was thinking, yo, I might go to this, you know. Pogba, Vlahovic, Bonucci, Cuadrado. Them man didn't bring no one. They left them all at home. They've only got Locatelli and Moise Kean playing. They didn't. I knew they wasn't going to score as well. But the guy who asked whether he should go, oh, man. He should have turned around and gone home. But listen, I'm honestly, I'm not getting caught up on it. The biggest thing for me is don't get injured. We can't afford no more injuries. But I am going to say it again. And I'm sorry. I am going to say it. For me, the football club needs to look at its behaviour at times, because I look at this football club sometimes and I'm like, it's take. And I realise it's a business. I've been involved in football clubs. I see how it goes, and, you know, they're trying to make money. It's a business. Cool. Highest season ticket prices in the Premier League on average, right? They bring out more training kits than any team in the Prem, I'm sure of it. I don't see anyone else bring out as many training kits as this football club, right? They go on tours, they go everywhere, they get supported, and you play 3 pretty meaningless friendlies during a midwinter break when you're close to Christmas. It's a global recession and the World Cup's on, right? And you're charging fans £5.99 to watch each game. And I'm sorry, for me, a club that rich, and in theory, look, $5.99, it's not the end of the world, I get it, right? It's not going to break somebody's pocket, but at the same time, why do they never give anything to the football club, to the fans, sorry? Why do they never give anything? Could they not have said, the 2 games in Dubai, $5.99, Juventus at home, you can just watch that game on our YouTube channel for free? You know, it's insane. And you've got to think, right? Arsenal have got over 20 million fans on Twitter. How many of them are paying $5.99 for this game? They're making a lot of money off this game, right? It ain't no pennies that they're making. So I just think sometimes Arsenal as a football club, man, you've got to do more and give more back to the fans sometimes. It's a week before Christmas. A lot of kids have never probably gone and watched Arsenal, right? Because Arsenal is very expensive for a ticket, and it's hard to get a ticket. You could have put some sort of deal on for this game. Adult buys a ticket, kid gets one free, or £5 for a ticket. The stadium doesn't even look half full. You know, I would have rather had 60,000 fans there, and half of you have paid £3 or £4. You're probably going to buy food, buy a drink. It's crazy. It's crazy. I just think sometimes they don't think. You know, Liverpool was showing a game for free the other day on their YouTube channel. Yeah, Arsenal are charging you to watch some meaningless friendly. It's crazy. But anyway, it is what it is. Hopefully a lot of you are watching it for free and you haven't paid for it. But I just think sometimes, man, when do Arsenal ever really do much back for the fans? Like, I don't see it. £30, cheapest adult ticket for a friendly. with a train strike. They know there's a train strike, so they know you've got to drive there, and you've got to pay for parking, your petrol, your food. They could, but anyway, let me not rant. The stadium, I don't even think there's 20,000 in the stadium. Honestly, I don't even think it's not even close to half. But anyway, fire. Hey, listen, let me not say too much, Daniel, but I hear you. Fire stick business, you know. But I don't blame fans for not going to this game, by the way. It's freezing. Juventus have brought some scratch team. They're not interested. And, yeah, man, it is what it is. Gus said we need a striker and a winger in January. Kroenkes have got to spend. First response, you have an agenda against Jack. Oh, dear me, I love it. Finding Vlahovic. Hope this ain't the trailer for the West Ham game. Yeah, man, I'm not going to get too caught up. You know, I think Saka and Martinelli make a huge difference. And Saliba as well. Because you know what? We're lacking pace in wide areas. Nelson was offering us that. But obviously now he's come off. Vieira's on one side. So hopefully we get away with it, you know. I think with Saka and Martinelli back, we've still got enough to beat West Ham. Ryan said we need to buy players who can use both feet. Too many players who can't use their weak foot. I think we need more pace. I think when you really look at this Arsenal team, right? And if I said to you, look at throughout this Arsenal squad, who is really quick in this team? I think probably Martinelli is the quickest player, I would say, on the ball. If I'm really thinking about that, I'm looking at the squad. Nelson's quick-ish. Saka seems to drift past people quite easy. Jesus has got a bit of pace, but he's not lightning. I don't think we've got that much pace in our team, you know. I really don't. I think this is why I keep banging on about signing people with speed. Because speed damages teams, man. It really does. It puts them on the back foot. Tierney's quick, but the position he's in and where he is, it's not gonna affect us that much going forward. And at the moment, he doesn't even start when Zinchenko's available. Jesus is fast in short sprints. Yeah, I think, you know, over shorter distances, he's sharp. Dylan, thank you for the super chat. The players aren't motivated against Juventus' C squad. Listen, there's no meltdown for me. I'm not having a meltdown that we're losing this. You know, equally when we beat AC Milan, I wasn't overly hyped. These games don't mean that much. Just a bit of confidence and fitness, you know. Daniel said, Zaha, listen, you know me. Get Wilf to the carpet. Mudryk said, Lawrence, he looks rapid, I can't lie. I'm a pace merchant, man. When I play FIFA, they've all got to have 90 speed. And even then, I'm putting look at this shameless guy. Nah. Look at this guy. Saeed, let me Google. I'm Googling. You're a disgrace, you know. He's an absolute... He's shameless with it. Right, so let me check. He said... So Saeed's in the chat saying, losing to this Juventus team. He's out of order, you know. I'm tempted to put him on timeout. I just want to say, Man United's last two results, right? They lost 1-0 to Real Betis. And they lost 4-2 to Cadiz. So you need to relax, yeah? We're champions of Dubai, bro. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. Champions of Dubai. You'll never sing that. He's shameless, but big up Saeed each and every time. Don't worry, man. Man said we had youngsters. Yo, he's shameless with it. I respect it. Oh, dear. It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. 75% possession, only 2 shots. Not good. Vinay said, big up C-Unit, best stream on the net. When are you going to do a stream with Saeed? Saeed, when you're ready, bro. When you're ready. Maybe we can do one. Maybe we could do one this week coming up. Talk about the restart. Who we got next. What you want to see in January. Shout me, bro. Definitely get one. Bring in Mudryk, Vlahovic and Savic. Then we cooking. Too expensive for January, That's 200 million. Fabian said we need to snatch Chiesa from Juve. The guy is quick. You will see once Juve brings in Illing Jr., Ake and Bangula. These guys have pace, will make our defence suffer. I like Chiesa. I think he's a very, very good player. He's had a bad injury. So it'd be interesting if they would, if he'd want to leave. Kwesi said word is that Depay is available for between 2 and 5 million. Surely he can do a better job than Nketiah. He can play on the wing, no brainer. I've said it so many times, and he said him and Mudryk and a midfielder. There is no way, and this is why I say it. Sometimes people say to me, I get messages sometimes. People are like, "Are you trolling with this guy?" I'm like, bro, you've got to understand how far off it we are with Eddie up top. I'm sorry, and I hate to bring it back to him. So sometimes I'm like, listen, I think we should sign Memphis Depay, and our fan base are a bit like, don't know about Depay, I'm like, bro, Depay is levels above Eddie. Levels. Absolute levels above him. He scored 20 goals in his last season in France. He scored 13 goals last year for Barcelona. He's levels. He looked good in the World Cup. 5 million for Depay. Bring him straight in. He starts. Better link-up play, better strength, better skill, better finisher. Far better. And listen, and I know what people are saying about Ronaldo. Ronaldo, for me, is not the answer, right? He can't press. He's old, blah, blah, blah. But he's better than Eddie. I'm telling you now, no joke. I don't want Ronaldo, right? I don't. Let me just say, I don't want Ronaldo. We don't want to take leftovers from United. But Ronaldo, even at 37, is better than Eddie. He just is. He just is, people. He got 24 goals in all comps last year. I don't believe Eddie ever sees 24 goals in the Prem. Or unless he gets them all in the Carabao Cup. So, and this ain't me saying I want Ronaldo. I'm saying we need to get better than Eddie. And you can't be looking at Memphis Depay as an Arsenal fan and going, nah, I don't want Memphis Depay. All right, cool. Keep Eddie then. See how that works. Because that ain't going to work. I want to remind everyone, we play Tottenham away 15th, I think, of January. Jesus ain't going to be back for that. The week before, we play Man United at home. I'm sorry. We know Tottenham away is always a tough game for us. For us to go there and beat them, we've got to be at it. You ain't gonna put the fear in them, man, with Eddie up top. It ain't happening, people. Ronaldo is far better than Eddie, not even a debate. CR37. Like I said, it's not the answer. It's not the answer, but we've got to get somebody else, man. We have to. Captain Cringe said, 100%, bro. Eddie is nowhere near. Should have been sold. Feel sorry for the pressure he got, knowing he can't deliver what's expected. Eddie ain't the guy. I actually, like I said, man, when I was younger, a friend of mine, Arsenal fan, used to always slate Nicholas Bentner. He hated him all the time. Bentner's rubbish. Rubbish. In the end, I used to say, and I've said this story before, I said, bro, you can't blame him for what he's not capable of doing. He shouldn't be in the team. It was Wenger that was putting him there, and he wasn't up to it. So in the end, you have to say, you know what? I'm not even gonna criticize the player because he's not capable of it. You got to look at the manager and say, why are you pinning your hopes on somebody of that level and expecting them to produce? Mikel Arteta, you've worked at Manchester City. You was Pep's right-hand man. You've seen him lift them trophies. You've seen what it takes to win them trophies. Aguero and Jesus up top. Sterling and Sané with Mahrez and Bernardo Silva as your four wingers, like Fernandinho, De Bruyne, David Silva in midfield. You've seen the creme de la creme. You can't then come here and think, yeah, we'll go with Eddie up front for 3 months. See how that goes. Based on what, bro? What are you basing that on? So, listen, man, I'm just at a point now where it's like, listen, we could play West Ham. We might beat him 2-0 and he scores 2. And I'll be like, damn, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. But at the moment, I just have no confidence in that situation. And I'm putting the tweet out. I have to buy a striker in January. No way we can go 3 months without Gabby Jesus, with Eddie as the only striker. I think I've been kind there. Because like I said, Twitter can't cope. They have meltdowns. It's a penny pinching mentality. Yeah. Even if you got to buy an expensive striker. Second half's underway, people. Second half is underway. That half time went pretty quick. Have we made any changes? Sam says you're overreacting. All right, we'll see how Eddie does for 3 months then. Let's see how that goes, Sam. Let's see if we're still title challenging in March. Wasim said, the thing is, Big C, a lot of the fan base don't see what we see. They feel sorry for him. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. There's nothing and I always say this. Listen, people think sometimes you're wrong for demanding better than a certain player, but you actually want the best for your football club. We're in an unbelievable position at the moment. Who would have thought going to the World Cup 5 points clear of Man City? Now, imagine if you actually get ambitious and build on that in January and go and get a 50, 60 million pound centre mid or 50, 60 million pound winger. Imagine how good we could be. But anyway, man, let me not say too much. Tweet gone out, Eddie Brace incoming. Listen, I always say this, Mark. I hope I get proven wrong. Look how many meltdowns I had about Mikel Arteta. I had a TV series. Arteta out, part 10. We had a season finale and everything, you know what I mean? Now look, top of the league. No substitutions at half-time. Let me not overreact. Let me not. Listen, top of the league. Thomas Partey's on the pitch. It's -1. Hamstrings twinging, calves twinging. Not going to say anything. Not going to say anything. I'm just saying one thing now, right? I will say one thing. If he goes down injured, the stream ends. It's instant. We just end the stream. Kieran Tierney, Thomas Partey, these man for me should have been off at half time. What are you leaving them on the pitch for? Partey will be frozen if he stays on this pitch any longer. I'm telling you. Cones out, season 2 incoming. I'm hoping that them shows never come back. They're in the locker, in case things go horribly wrong. But I'm hoping we never have to do an Arteta out show ever again. We said we'll be we'll celebrate with waffles, mukbang settings. Free kick to Juventus. Harold said you're spot on. You can't rely on Eddie. End the stream, Dave. Businessman. Take a sip. I couldn't believe it. I was looking like, who came off? Man said no changes. Cones or nothing. Season 2 pending. We can't get the cones out again, man. We just can't. We just can't, man. No subs because we are losing at half time, bro. Tammy, come on. Would you take a defeat here if we beat West Ham on Boxing Day? We all would. Yeah, I want Arsenal to win the game. I'm not particularly bothered. I'm more... the players not getting injured is bigger for me than Arsenal winning this game. If you said to me, right, you can come back second half, win this 4-1, but Partey gets injured, no one's taking that. I'm not that interested. The game means nothing. It's fitness. The players are freezing. Just get off the pitch healthy. That's all I want. West Ham on Boxing Day. But let's see. Elliot said, I reminisce over Arsenal therapy. The good old days. Maybe the bad old days, actually. Here come Arsenal on the attack. Oh, little ball in. It gets blocked. We're still the dominant team. I still believe we can get back into it. Munzir said, if all of Curtis' subscribers put aside £1,000 each, we could buy Arsenal from the Kroenkes. Who's on it? Let's go, people. Let's go. We'll run the club. C-Unit. Marquinhos does well. Tierney whips it in back post. Headed away. That was a nice cross. No one attacking it. Giroud is a doubt for the World Cup final. Oh, wow, is that true? That's madness. What's going on with the French, man? I'm telling you, something's going on. There's definitely something going on. They better check the chef, man. I'm telling you. I don't know what's going on with all these French players getting injured. If Giroud's out, they're in trouble. They are in trouble if Giroud's out. I wonder how... Wow, Olivier Giroud is a doubt after suffering a knock on his knee in training. Woof! That could be un cara Messi, un cara Messi, un cara Messi! Messi, 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 Messi! Giroud makes a big difference for them. I wonder how they'd line up. Would they move Mbappe central? Would they play that Thuram brother up front? Wow, will Benzema come back? I think he tried to. I think they blocked it. Messi's the chef in the hat. Oh, dear me. Might be colder on Boxing Day. It could. Could you please send me the website you're watching the game on? Arsenal.com, my friend. No major website. I'm on Arsenal.com. Would you take Giroud back? He'd be an ideal option for us now. I feel like I would. I didn't like how he trolled us, though, when he left, but... Short term, Olivier Giroud. Like I said, we're not in a position. You know, if you got £1 in your pocket and someone offers you a £5, it's hard to say no. I've got this mental block with Giroud because he trolled us, and I just don't respect that. I really don't. I've got no respect for that guy trolling us. So, but no, I don't want him back. Bun him. He left us and trolled us, man. I don't want him. It's like breaking up with her and then she goes and has 4 kids and comes back. Wants you to be the stepdad. No, I don't want it. Too much baggage. Moved on. No, man, bun him. Leave the lamppost. Leave him. Here come Juventus on the attack. Moise Keane. We cleared it, man. I would even take Curtis over Eddie. Man, yo, take that even word out of it as well. You can say it normal. Dear. The analogy I thought was perfect. It just popped in my head. I'm sorry. Abhinav said he won his Europa League and Champions League. Yeah, bun him. He's a Chelsea boy, man. At the end of the season, Balogun would have more development than Eddie. I still feel Eddie needs a full season as a start. I agree. I was really surprised he didn't go on loan somewhere. I don't think he's played enough football. I really don't. Marcel said FIFA want Messi to win the World Cup. I think they do. Giroud out, put Benzema in. Just tuned in, how are we playing? I mean, I'm preparing my email, asking for my $5.99 back. Yeah. It's, do you know what? We've passed the ball about well. We just haven't really created much. We've been by far the better team, but bear in mind, you look at the Juventus starting lineup, we should be the better team. Too much baggage, too much baggage. Free kick there. Eddie fouls the defender. Eddie looks frustrated tonight. Told you, Eddie has this thing, like he's starving for a goal, and sometimes you just got to relax, make the right runs, look after the ball, look for the chance when it comes. Wasim said, did you see Eddie in Orlando? Big C, if so, what did you say to him? No, I didn't speak to him. When I was in the tunnel and they were walking by, he was there, I didn't say nothing. There was a few players I never said nothing. Bellerin, didn't say a word to him. I don't even think I said nothing to Xhaka, you know. At the time, I still hadn't forgiven him. His form stepped up this season. Yeah, there was a few who were just, they walked by. I was just like, nah, mate, I ain't saying nothing. We can get Tielemans, Mudryk and Depay for 70 million. Can we? Can we, though? Apparently, they want 75 just for Mudryk. Should have said Sherman. Do you think he'd have known what I meant if I said Sherman? Hercules. Oh, dear. Someone must have said that joke to him before, surely. If we get Ronaldo, I'm getting the Arsenal black and gold shirt. I did say, if Ronaldo ever came to Arsenal, I'm putting his name on the back of that black shirt. But it won't happen. They wouldn't go anywhere near him. Big up Alfred, thank you for the super chat. Weird how every team Argentina plays somehow were plagued with flu. Now all the French players have flu. FIFA at it again. It's strange, isn't it? Why are France getting injuries and illness out of nowhere? I think sometimes, I know people say sometimes, conspiracy theories. You know, World Cup 98 in France, and R9, the world's best player, has a fit out of nowhere and the day before the final. Like, come on, is that coincidence? Or did he get some dodgy dinner before the game? Renee says, get Wilfred Zaha, he has experience. Get these analogies on the Shorts channel, Big C. Ish, they're landing, man. January, we're starting New Year. We're going to have a Shorts channel. Try and get the merch sorted out as well. Curtis was starstruck seeing Eddie. I couldn't believe it. Beverly Hills Cop 2. Ian Moore said, Big C, read my chat for the first time. Big up King C. Big up Ian. Big up Maury. Man like Maury, you know. Big up. Conspiracy Shore TV. Listen, man, they done R9 in 98. I'm telling you. They done him. The French knew he's going to win Brazil the World Cup. Spike his dinner. Here's Eddie and Ketty. Gets the ball out wide to Marquinhos. 10 minutes into the second half. When does Ivan Toney get sentenced? Listen, I don't think he's going to go to jail, but I don't even know. It'll be interesting if he plays for Brentford in their first game back. Is he actually? Because Brentford must be playing friendlies at the moment. I think he's played, you know. Yeah, because I've just typed his name on Twitter and it says ridiculous goal from Ivan Toney 5 hours ago. Maybe he scored that today. So maybe he's playing, but obviously the investigation's probably still going on. So listen, if they can wriggle him out of court, I'll take Ivan Toney in January. Yeah, it looks like he played today. Brentford against Wolfsburg. Yeah, he played. He's playing. Maybe they got a good lawyer, man, to get him out of it, you know? Yeah, he's not going to prison. Yeah, Broad's telling me he ain't going to get locked up for that. But yeah, maybe he's wriggled his way out of it. Money talks. Money talks. Dirty cash, I want you. Dirty cash, I need you more. Brown envelopes talk, Nath Unite goes, man. You know, and say, listen, man, you're going to get a 15-game ban. You say, listen, man, you need a new car? What if I send a nice, fresh Range Rover to an unknown address and the keys, you know, are in a little envelope for you to go? And all of a sudden, no, not guilty, man. He didn't do it. It was his cousin who did it. There's ways around it, but big up, Nath. Hope you're well. Wasim said, Ivan Toney with the Monopoly community chest god. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect 2 million. Ah, dear. There's ways around it, I'm sure. When you got that much money, man, you just say, listen, who have I got to pay off to get rid of this? Dennis said, Curtis offering Toney freedom of the obligation to represent Jamaica. Listen, he knows now. Ivan Toney, the problem you've got, I suppose, is if you're a striker now in England, you're looking at it going, Harry Kane's nearly 30, so he'll be 34 pretty much the next World Cup. Who's the next striker in line for England? Ollie Watkins? I don't think he's all that. Calvert-Lewin? He's gone downhill, injured all the time. Rashford doesn't really play central, plays out wide. Vardy's retired from England. So if you're Ivan Toney, he's probably going to look at it and say, I can be England's #1 striker when Kane goes. So to convince him to play for Jamaica is very difficult. And that's the problem, you know, because from what I've heard, Jamaica have approached him 2 or 3 times. Jed Spence, I know there's a few that they've approached. I think Mason Holgate. I think even Mason Greenwood was approached. He obviously ain't going to be playing for the Reggae Boys. But yeah, a lot of these, man, they wait until it's too late, you know, that's the problem. But the setup in Jamaica is not good enough. And that's what I've said all the time, you know. They need to... imagine how good a team Jamaica could have if they got some of these guys playing. You've already got Leon Bailey and players like that. Amari Hutchinson, yeah, I think he does play, right? I think he does play for Jamaica. Between boxing and UFC, which one do you prefer? Do you know what? I've always been a boxing fan. UFC, man, I don't know. UFC is good, you know, because it's quite... I don't know, it's a bit more extreme, innit? There's just something about, you know... barefoot and all that, and all the grappling. I don't like all that. I'm more of a boxing fan, you know. Yeah, I've always preferred boxing. Tyson, Mayweather, Holyfield. I grew up a boxing fan, man. I know, I can see why people like UFC. It's a bit more extreme. The knockouts are crazy, but I'm a boxing fan, man. I can't lie. It was Pogba who put the bet on, said Souness. Couple changes for Arsenal. Mohamed El Neni and Cedric coming on. Big boys coming off the bench, people. Oh, dear me. Sports Gita said boxing is way better. Corner whipped in. Arsenal up in the air. Headed back in. Should be an equaliser. It is. Arsenal have scored. 1-1. Arsenal have equalised. Has the goal been given? Here we go. 2 players down on the ground. I don't know. Has he disallowed it? What's going on here? I think Gabriel has scored. Has he disallowed it or has he given it, people? I don't know what's going on it. Let me turn the volume up. I can't hear none of it. Yo, Eddie fell into the net and everything. Has he disallowed that or does that count, people? Head injury there. Gabriel heads the back of the guys. They're giving the goal to Eddie. I thought it was an own goal. Or is it? I think it's no goal. I think it's no goal, people. Diego, thank you for the super chat. Big up, Big C. I bet Tony or Tammy Abraham. Who'd you get at the carpet? Tony all day over Tammy. I've never rated Tammy. And I still don't rate him. Last year when he was playing well, everyone was hyping him. Yo, 70 million Tammy. I said, nah, bro. Now Roma saying, yo, if you want him for 40, you can have him, you know. It's like trying to sell a car with a dodgy engine, mate. They knew. So, yeah, I don't want Tammy anywhere near the carpet. I'd definitely rather sign Ivan Toney. So that goal's been disallowed. Gabriel clashes head. Painful one, man. Got to be careful here because, you know, concussion. At least 7 days out with concussion. Tammy is shocking, man. Jelly legs. I don't want nothing to do with him. Man didn't even shout out Frotch, Knots, where you at? Yeah, man, when I was younger, I used to train in this gym, not boxing, just normal weight training and fitness. And Frotch used to train at the boxing gym at the back. He wasn't like big world champion or nothing then, but yeah, he did well. Made a great career of himself, world champion. I think he's going in the Hall of Fame, I heard. I think he used to do bare knuckle boxing, which is why his chin's mad. Like, it's hard to knock down Carl Frotch, man. The guy takes some punches for real. Jake said, no way Tony happens in January. Nah, not with this ban hanging over him, and you're going to have to pay big money for him as well. He's their main player. Over 2,000 of you in the chat. Great support. Really appreciate it. Let's get 1,500 likes on this. Should be light work. 20, what we got left? 27 minutes to go, people, in this game. Not been the most exciting, but listen, it's Christmas next week. It's good vibes. And Arsenal will be back in Premier League action on Boxing Day. I'm not getting too caught up on this result, to be honest. I just don't want any more players to get injured. Did you ever play LMA Manager Championship of Football? I think I played all 3 of them, by the way. Everyone, yeah, we all thought we were managers growing up. Let's be real. You know, I've won many historic titles on... I think LMA Manager was on, wasn't that on like PlayStation and stuff? You played that on there. Championship Manager was unbelievable. Freddie Adu and them days. And then Football Manager obviously took over. I've had some historic nights on those games, let me tell you. Very, very big games on them nights. I remember one time, FA Cup final, I put the suit and tie on for the final. That's how deep I used to take them games. It weren't no joke. FA Cup final day, I was like, right, let me get the suit on. Suit, tie, FA Cup final. You know what I mean? Stood up before the game. Come on, boys, big game. Let's go, FA Cup. It weren't no joke. I remember one time, me and my friend were playing the game at a Champions League game away in Russia. It was during winter. We opened the window and the doors to make the room cold to make it feel like Russia. It weren't no joke, people. When I play Football Manager, I play Football Manager. It ain't no joke. Let me tell you. Windows and doors open. This needs to feel like Spartak Moscow away. Otherwise, it ain't authentic. Let me tell you. We're serious, people. It was serious. Maybe it's just me anyway. Maybe it's just me. This was a long time ago, by the way. Not now. I was a big grown adult. Pez or FIFA? Listen, Pez, man. Pez will forever be the king of football games. I have never seen or enjoyed a FIFA game as much as I used to enjoy Pez games back in the day. There was no better game. 99 pace R9. 99 shot power Adriano. Babangida, Obafemi Martins. Europe against World All-Stars on Pez. I mean, come on. You don't even need to ask me that question. There's a reason that FIFA's going like they're splitting up and it's all going, man. These FIFA games are a joke. We only play these FIFA games because we got no choice. There ain't no other football game. So what choice have I got? Everyone's got FIFA. I'm going to buy FIFA. Pez was the king, man, but they didn't have the money behind them. They didn't have the naming rights, you know. You had to get the update. Otherwise, it was North London Red against, you know, West London Blue. It was all crazy. So, yeah, man, Pez will forever be the king of football games. No doubt. No doubt. 99 shot power Adriano and that. Come on. FIFA have never got near those levels. Pez, that Palmer team, was that like Lilian Thuram and them, man? That team, Buffon. Pez was unreal, man. That was the best. Master League on your memory card. Here's El Neni with a shot deflected, goes wide for a corner. Come on now, you know, man, them battles we used to have, man. Get your Master League team on the memory card, plug it in, go to war, people. It was wild. It was wild, the battles that were going on. Corner to Arsenal, by the way. I swear, Eddie shoots every time I look up. I've never seen a striker shoot as much as Eddie. He'll shoot from any angle. 5 defenders in front of him, he'll still shoot. He's the hungriest striker I've ever seen for a goal. Pro Master League. Oh, everyone had the best teams. Look at this FIFA nonsense now. You can play FIFA Ultimate Team for the whole year, and you possibly might not even be able to get like Prime R9 or Prime Henry because they cost about 3 million coins. Unless you're paid to win or you get very lucky with pack luck, you ain't getting them players. What kind of foolishness is that? Pez back in the day, get your best team. I have my best team, and we go to war. We find out who the best player is. FIFA's a pay-to-play game, man. I'm not going to entertain them games there. Foolishness. Ball whipped into the back post, headed away. Arsenal dominating. This is like a training game, but it's boring, though. I can't lie. Bezzy said, Big C, please watch the story of Get Busy by Sean Paul on Vice YouTube channel. I'm sure it would take you all the way back to them early, mid-2000s. I'll have a look, you know. I've been in many nightclubs, man, listening to Sean Paul. I can't lie. That's a foul there on Moise Keane by Gabriel. Wow, ref says play on. That's a blatant foul. Pezzo 4 with Adriano up top. Nothing like it, mate. Get it on his left foot. Let that rocket off. It was game over. Has Potter even come off? I actually missed the substitute who came up. Tierney shoots wide. Yeah, I think El Neni came on for him. El Neni came on for him. Yeah, he's off. That's the one good bit of news. Can't believe you paid a £5 to watch this. It's a shambles, mate. I told you I'm sending an email. I want my money back. Yeah, so big up, bro. Hope you're well. Hope the family's well. Hope your daughter's well. Everything's good, man. It's Christmas time, and I like Christmas time. I can't lie. I'm quite festive, you know. Will Xhaka ever change? I'll let him off. He's had a good season. It's a meaningless game anyway. Rakoba. Hey, how good was Rakoba back in the day, man? Alvaro Rakoba. Silky baller, man. Left foot. Jeez, that Inter team was mad, by the way, back then. I know you were cleaning up in them short. Hey, listen, bro. I prefer not to speak, bros. I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I will be in big, big trouble. And I do not want to get in big trouble. I literally used to just turn up with a sweeping brush and forget it. No, that's not. Anyway, Wenger 100% dropped that rat poison into Spurs lasagna. I hope Arsenal use this £5 for Mudryk. Listen, I'll happily pay £5 if you get me a centre mid and a striker of high value. If not, I want my money back. I feel ripped off. Here come Arsenal. Come on, let's get a draw at least. I don't want Juventus coming in feeling like the beaters. Great ball in. Oh, Odegaard with a nice ball. Eddie couldn't reach it. The goalkeeper collects it. Oh, this is a tough one, man. I'll go Samuel Eto'o, right? Go Samuel Eto'o. But do you know what, right? I think Drogba is a very unique player. I honestly, whenever I see like a powerful striker, I'm like, yo, man's like Drogba. I always think of Drogba as the powerhouse striker of football. Like, he's the first one that pops into my head. So I do love Drogba. Although I don't actually, because he used to bully Arsenal. But Samuel Eto'o, Eto'o gives me great pain as well, because he scored against us in the Champions League final. But Eto'o was mad levels, man. I think he's the only striker in the history to win back-to-back trebles that include the Champions League. He won the treble at Barca and then went to Inter and won the treble at Inter. Eto'o was mad. Eto'o was crazy, bruv. But the Drog was special, I can't lie. But Eto'o was at that level for a long time. Oh, chance shots blocked. Fabio Vieira. Riquelme. Now listen, Chris, I have to say this. When people mention this guy's name, I have like a, I don't know, my footballing respect levels go up very high for people when they mention this guy's name. And somebody else said him as well. Jorge said it. Genuinely, I think one of my favourite creative players that I've ever watched, Riquelme. What a player. What a player. And I love him because he missed a penalty against Arsenal. Champions League semi-final. Jens Lehmann, great save. Was it Lehmann or was it Almunia? I forget, actually. It was Lehmann. Yeah, then Lehmann got sent off. Riquelme, what a player he was. Low socks. Techiest of ballers. I'm sorry, I know I sound old when I say this. They don't make players like they used to. I'm sorry. The players that they had on PES, that you couldn't make PES nowadays. Look at what we was dealing with on PES. 99 shot power. 99 pace. 5-star trick. Nah, man. Riquelme, bruv. Damn. What a player. What a player. Them man there, in my eyes, are like iconic. Like, I just think them man. Aymar, jeez. Pablo Aymar, baller. Baller, them old school ballers, Francesco Totti and them, man. Yo, Totti was my. Him and Del Piero are my favorite Italians. I love Totti for some reason though. He was possibly my favorite. He used to chip the kid. Aymar, Janino, hey Mihailovic, man, rest in peace. He was a legend. Left foot, free kicks, Lazio, I think. Damn, that was mad. Now come on, low socks, Riquelme. Now you just compared me to Riquelme. That's a huge compliment. I take that all day long. Riquelme. What a player. What a player. Simão, yeah, he was a wavy baller. Little Portuguese Donny. Nedved, oh, baller as well. Absolute baller. This game is stinking out the place, which is why we're reminiscing, of course. Totti's highlights, man. Rui Costa, low socks, AC Milan. Damn, baller. Rui. Vieri. Jeez, Christian Vieri, Australian accent. Left foot, what a striker. They don't... Marcelo. Nah. Anthony, yo. This is why I like having these comments. Marcelo Salas. You know how sick that guy was. I saw this guy score a goal in the World Cup one time. I think he kneed it down, then volleyed it in. Zamorano was a baller as well, but Salas, yo, I literally forgot about that guy. Yo, what a player. What a player. Crespo, baller. Batistuta, geez, that right shot was like a sledgehammer, man, that right foot. Nearly ripped the net apart. Listen, Liam, you know me, I said this many times. For me, one of the most underrated Arsenal players of all time. I think at Arsenal he was a world beater. Nicholas Anelka, I loved him. Absolutely loved him. Super Nick Anelka. What a player he was. 19 years of age at Arsenal. He's just run off like that. Pure pace. Amazing finisher. What a player. Top baller Anelka was, man. 15 minutes to go in this snore fest, by the way. I hope you didn't pay $5.99 because this game well and truly stinks. This is an absolute stinker. So credit to the 2,000 of you in the chat. We've brought a few young players on. I don't even know who's on. We're just putting crosses in and they keep winning every header. Lesuk. Watch his documentary on Netflix, man. He was a player. Davor Suker. Remember his chip in the Euros. This era got nothing on the night. He's not a chance. I've closed my stream now because of this game. Lock it off, man. Lock that off. Every time I look up, we're putting a cross in and they win every header. Trezeguet was good, man. He was good. Cashley Cole. Listen, it hurts me to say it. You're probably talking about the best left-back in Premier League history. Which is, I think that was a little bit the start of our downfall as a club, if I'm being honest. Losing him to Chelsea was like the first time we lost one of our main players to a rival. I feel like it just went downhill from there. Anyway, let's keep reminiscing. Luca Toni, he was a good player. He was a very good player, Luca Toni. Big, tall striker. Cannavaro. And he says, my G, I know you'd remember him being born in the 80s, gave us the opportunity to see these dons during the football age of Italian football. Signori was a baller as well. Big up Alfred. Is Kante a better player than Makelele? I would say no. The reason I would say no is because I think that if you can do what Makelele did without running like Kante did, then I'm doing a similar job a lot easier. They gave the guy his own role. Yo, where did you play for your team? Yo, Makelele role. All right, cool. I know where you're playing then. The man's got his own role. Thierry Henry's got his own finish. What was your goal like? Yeah, I just opened up and bent it in the far bottom corner. What, Thierry Henry? Yeah, Thierry Henry finish. Claude Makelele, man, the man didn't move. Any a World Cup. It's a difficult one, that, because Kante in the modern game, where it is so much about mobility, you probably couldn't do what Makelele did back then because they want you to be more mobile than that. So it's a tough question. Initially, my thought was Makelele better, but then maybe in the modern game, you wouldn't be allowed to do what Makelele does and just sit in front of the back four. But for what he did, he created his own position. So I find it difficult not to say Mr. Claude Makelele, man. Claude had Vieira next to him for France as well. I think for 2 or 3 years, what N'Golo Kante did was unique. I feel like we've never seen it in football. I've never seen a player cover as much ground as him and be so effective. So it's a difficult one, that. Zé Roberto, yeah, he used to pop up with goals, man. Zamorano. Guti, do I rate Guti, Are you mad? Guti's like, all you have to do is go on YouTube and look at this guy's best 10 assists. You probably won't see a better passer of the ball in terms of creating goals than Guti. Back heels, he played passes that didn't even look like there was a pass on. He was that good. Absolutely ridiculous. Facts, Chelsea getting coal from us was 100% the start of our decline. 2006 onwards, Wenger dismantled the Invincibles. That was the start, and it was Arsenal's fault. I don't care what anyone says. Even David Dean said it. They offered him a deal, then went back on it. Romario, listen, I say this all the time. Romario was the first player, really, that I used to, as a young striker, I used to watch videos of him finishing. Obviously, YouTube weren't nothing going on in them days. I used to watch videotapes of Romario's finishing. The movement, the finishing. I think that's why I always used to love Barcelona, because Barcelona always had a Brazilian. They had Romario, then they had Ronaldo, then they had Rivaldo, then Ronaldinho. They always had a Brazilian. Romario was one of my first ones I used to really study as a striker. Who we got? Batistuta, Zola. Zola was That's one of the best players that Chelsea have ever had. I felt like he had pure magic in his feet. You know, certain players, you watch them play, and you're like, this is magic. Cantona had that. Zola had that. Bergkamp had that. You know, just them players, the level of intelligence is so high. Great player. Tierney with a shot block, 10 minutes to go. This game's crazy, by the way. It's a terrible game. Deco, yeah, he was quality. Tarapt and Ben Arthur. Their streets won't forget ballers, aren't they? Mad skills, they'll nutmeg you. They should have been world beaters. But sometimes too talented. I think sometimes, you know, when you're so talented from such a young age, you kind of rely on the talent. And I think that's the worst thing you can do. You have to have the work ethic, because you could be for example, you could be Hatem Ben Arfa, right? Or Tarap. Them two guys you've just named. Natural ability-wise, they're world beaters. They should be world-class footballers. But then a man like Jordan Henderson, sorry to say this, any Liverpool fan, or Milner even, a man like that will have a better career than you, because he'll run through brick walls for every single manager. He'll train hard. He'll go in the gym. He won't be in the nightclub. And they'll have 15 years as a pro, while Tarapt and Ben Arthur end up wherever and just disappear. You have to have that work ethic. And this is something with me, and I had to learn this, and I always say this as well to Cruz and that even if you feel like you're the best player on the pitch, you got to work as hard as everyone else. Don't ever think because you're talented or whatever that you can work less hard than them, because they'll overtake you. You know, and that's a crazy, and it happens. You see it enough times with players. You're like, yo, this guy's. Didn't they say? I think Ferguson said that Nani had more. They felt he had more talent than Ronaldo when they came to Man United. They felt Nani was he had more to his game at the time. But Ronaldo had that work rate that whatever I have to do, I'm going to do it. If I got to go gym and get hench, if I got to put the fitness in, I got to work on my tricks. If my finishing's got to get better, work. And the talent then gets the opportunity to shine. You know, I think a lot of players, they're talented. They think, yeah, my talent will just carry me through. And some brother who just runs all the time. And you know what it's like in England as well, man. It's all work hard, man, work hard. You know how it is. Passion merchants over here, innit? You know, so it is what it is, man. Boban, Zvonimir Boban. He was a player, man. AC Milan. Nani and Quaresma. Remember Quaresma's outside of the foot shots? How many people can do that? Everyone goes mad about Mudryk doing that. And Scholes used to do that. But Quaresma was the king of that. Here come Juventus on the attack. They're appealing for a penalty. It's not given. I actually can't wait for this game to finish. I'm enjoying the chat rather than the game. The game stinks. The game absolutely stinks. Best decision I ever made not going to this. Ravel Morrison was outrageous. I saw this guy play at Man United when he was, I think he was in the under 21s or under 19s. He was outrageous. Outrageously good. Like they said, he was better than Pogba and Lingard in the youth team. Pogba's a World Cup winner. I think Ravel Morrison plays for DC United with Rooney's the manager. He plays for Jamaica, in fact, don't he? But natural talent, forget it. Outrageous. Should have been a world beater at Man U, but he, you know, what? I don't know what the reason is, to be honest, but a lot of talent. Can't wait for the Prem to be back. Listen, I think the World Cup's been good. I think it's been exciting, consider it's winter. I think it's been organised very well. I've had a lot of shocks. I still don't think the quality of the football's been that high. I think I don't think there's been many great goals in the tournament. But yeah, I've had enough now. I'm glad the final's tomorrow. If there was another week, 2 weeks, I'd be like, come on, man. I need the Prem back now. I'm delighted that the Prem's back. And yeah, Liverpool Man City EFL Cup. I think that's on Thursday. I'll probably do a watch along for that, actually. That'll be a good way to get us going again. And Arsenal, obviously, on Boxing Day against West Ham. West Ham. JJ Okocha, so good they named him twice. Remember his little rainbow flick over Ray Parler's head? I never understood why JJ Okocha didn't get a move from that Bolton team. Like, how did he not? Yeah, I saw you ask me earlier, Nate. I'm gonna I'm gonna go for Messi in Argentina. I can't. I don't know if I want Messi to win or I think they're gonna win. I genuinely think that France have got a better team than Argentina. So then I start questioning myself and going, well, Mbappe against that right back, I think Mbappe rips him apart. Dembele against Acuna will be a great battle. Giroud, it's a tough one. With France, I think they've got a better team than Argentina. I just think Argentina won it more than France. It's going to be, it's so, do you know what? It's very difficult to call. Even when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, there's no clear favourite. To me, there's no clear favourite because realistically, France, they're the world champions. Mbappe, most people were saying best player in the world. Giroud's been outstanding. Griezmann's been outstanding. So why do we think the French are going to lose? That's the thing. It's just because of Messi. We're thinking that Messi and the fairy tale is going to happen. I don't know. I actually don't know. The more I think about it, the more I kind of second guess myself. I would say, if I was being honest, I would say that France, depending on what these injuries are, because they're saying there's an illness, but assuming they had everyone available, I think France are better than Argentina, if I'm being honest. I think they're better. I think that front four of Giroud, Dembele, Mbappe, Griezmann will damage Argentina's defence. I got to be honest. But Argentina, it looks like they'll run for a brick wall to win this competition. So I can't call it. I genuinely can't call it. I would make France slight favourites, probably 55% to 45. Mbappe or Zidane? Oh, come on. Mbappe can't go above Zidane yet. He might be able to in the future. I tell people, no, genuinely, and I said this the other day, I don't know if it's younger or different generations. People have to understand what Zinedine Zidane is. You're talking about one of the best footballers to ever play the game. It ain't no joke. I seen man the other day comparing him to Mudryk and Iniesta. I'm like, them man are great players. Zizou, you're talking about, for me, possibly the best midfielder to ever play the game. This is a guy who chipped Buffon in a World Cup final, crossbarring in. Even headbutting a man. And you see the volley in the Champions League final for Real Madrid, up in the air, left foot. Zizou. I'm telling you, I believe that patch on his head had magic in it. I think there was magic in that patch. That was a magic patch. He was bold from about the age of 24. There was magic in there. I love Mbappe, but Zidane, come on, bro. He needs another 10 years at the top before we even have that discussion about Zizou. Man, I have to understand what Zizou is, bro. Legend in every sense of the word. Mario, my favourite keeper. Gianluigi Buffon, my favourite goalkeeper of all time. Gianluigi Buffon. World Cup final, chipped him crossbarring in. Hold that. Probably the best penalty I've ever seen in my life. When you look at the circumstances. Most pressure, best goalkeeper, biggest game. I'll just chip it crossbarring in. Best penalty I've ever seen. And even a man, headbutting a man and getting sent off. Can you really end your career in a more controversial manner than that? Unbelievable. You have to believe the Messi fairy tale. Listen, if Messi scores tomorrow, right, I'm going absolutely insane on this stream. I'm going absolutely wild. But the crazy thing is, if Mbappe outpaces someone and bends it in the far corner like Thierry Henry, I'm going absolutely crazy on this stream. Mbappe and Messi, that's like, I love Messi and I love Mbappe, man. We're going to be going crazy somehow. Messi or R9, listen, man, your R9 is my guy. Like, that's my boy. Messi can't go above R9 for me in my own personal feeling and enjoyment of a football player. But if Messi wins the World Cup tomorrow, he probably becomes the GOAT. of this generation. I can't talk about Maradona, Pele, and them man there because I didn't really watch them man play football. If Messi wins the World Cup tomorrow, I think he becomes the GOAT of this generation. He's done too much. There's too much consistency. If he puts a World Cup with a Copa America, with all them Champions Leagues, with 7 Ballon d'Ors. By the way, if he wins the World Cup tomorrow, he wins his 8th Ballon d'Or. And at 35, to drag this Argentina to the World Cup, because let's make no mistake, that Argentina team is not great. It's not great. You look at it on paper, yeah, there's some good players, Enzo Fernandez, Alvarez, Acuna, there's a few beasts there. I like Emi as well. Big fan of Emi Martinez, by the way. I still think we should have kept him, but that's a different conversation. But Messi has carried this team on his back. If he scores tomorrow and they win it, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of this generation for 100%. He's done too much. But R9, that's a different GOAT. That's like the grandfather GOAT. You know what I mean? Messi's the younger GOAT. That's the big GOAT. Oh, 2-0. 2-0. Arsenal have been beaten. I don't know who this is. Number 40-something. Big deflection. And we've lost 2-0. R9, R10, League of Their Own. Yeah, for entertainment all day long. 2-0 to Juventus. Big deflection. It's a lucky goal. Left-hand side. Track your runner, bro. Oh, Ramsdale's still in goal. I tell you, if Ramsdale got beaten by that shot in the Premier League, I'd be going mad. What's he on the floor for? I don't get it. It's a terrible goal to concede. The defending there is a shambles. Probably they're giving it as a Rob Holding own goal. I don't think the shot was even on target. El Neni and Ramsdale having an argument. Rob Holding own goal after a Granit Xhaka own goal. Damn. End the stream, Dave. Listen, what we got left? Minute and a half of time added on. This game's been an absolute stinker. But I've enjoyed the chat. See, this is what we have to do. We have to carry through the game. Big up the chat. It's been an enjoyable chat. Emi Martinez should have been Arsenal #1 right now. He's better than Ramsdale. Oh, I am going to have that discussion at some point, you know. If Emi wins the World Cup tomorrow, all of a sudden you're like, But yeah, that's a good one. Zidane lobbed R9. Yeah, he did. But as I said, that's one of the best performances I've ever seen. 2006 World Cup, Zidane. Gold Predators. There's no talk. Minute to go. I'm glad this game's finished. Lazy. Yeah, man, get your email ready. I want my $5.99 back. I want my money back. It's ridiculous. Nah, listen, I'm not... Nah, no Arsenal therapy, Benito. No Arsenal therapy. We've absolutely dominated this game, by the way. Every time I've watched, we're in their penalty area. We've put about 30 crosses in. But, listen, not the end of the world. Emi's got too much personality for Teta, possibly. Welsh Gunner said, why didn't Frank Rijkaard get another job after Barca? I think he went to Turkey. And after that, just pretty much gone, which I don't understand. What's your top 3 World Cups? I think 98 was brilliant. I love 98 World Cup, even though I was very young. I think 2002. Oh, I love 2002 as well because Ronaldo, 2 goals in the final. It was redemption. Would I put this in the top 3? Probably not. I think it's been a good World Cup. I don't think it's been a classic. I don't think the quality has been that high in this World Cup. But if we have an epic final tomorrow, maybe I'll change my mind. 2014, yeah, that was that Brazil World Cup? That was a good one. Full-time whistle has gone, people. An absolute stinker of a football match. I'm just turning it off the screen. I don't want to see that game again. That will be a brief review of that game on Monday, by the way. I don't want to talk about that for long. Listen, listen, I'm not going to get too caught up, right? It's a 2-0 defeat. On paper, it don't look good. Juventus had a weak team out. We didn't look great, but the fitness, hopefully it won't knock their confidence, of course. And listen, we play West Ham a week tomorrow, so we have to make sure we're prepared. And listen, one thing it should say to Arsenal and the board is you've got to sign some players. This squad ain't good enough. It's stretched already. Jesus out. Nelson gets injured today. Pulls his hamstring. And listen, it was a snore fest. There's nothing to talk about in this game. 2 own goals, 2-0 defeat. Not the end of the world. Don't watch the highlights. Don't have nothing to do with this game. And it needs to be a wake-up call to the board and to Arteta that he needs better players, because we don't have enough on the bench. Kyan said we still won the treble. Dubai Cup, Florida Cup, and Emirates Cup. People, I am out of here. Thank you very much for tuning in. 1,800 of you. Let's get 1,500 likes. We was over 2,000 at one stage in the chat. Really appreciate it. Tomorrow, I will be live 2:15, World Cup final. Nothing else to say. Argentina against France. Messi against Mbappe. Biggest game in world football. It's going to be epic one way or another. Tune in, 2:15, 3 p.m. kickoff, and we'll review this garbage game of today on Monday. Bit of press conference reaction and get into the transfer news. Thank you very much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I will see you all tomorrow. World Cup final, people. Bless.